I think I know what this is. You see, Stan, as you get older, things that you used to like start looking and sounding like shit. And things that seemed shitty as a child don't seem as shitty. With you, somehow the wires have gotten crossed and everything looks and sounds like shit to you. It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Oh no.
Yes. And there's no known cure, I'm afraid. Everything just seems shitty and everyone starts to seem shitty and everything they say just...
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
All we are is dust in the wind, dude. Dust. Wind. Dude.
Kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games. Don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
Don't you understand, Steven? Somebody has to kill the babysitter.
I'm too old for this shit.
Aim for the cat, dude. Aim for the cat. I'm trying, Evil Ted. I'm trying. Ah, just missed.
Mockery.
Oh, Master, I do not trust you. I cannot trust you or anyone ever again.
You hate to do it, but at the same time, it's hilarious.
I've kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different path than what I intended. But the first 6 are very much mine and my philosophy.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Another episode of Saturday Night Sith. We're ready to go. We're pumped. We're excited to get this show rolling. I am your host, The Fractured Filter, and with me, as always, my co-host, my friend, my companion, all this fun hilarity, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
Why must everything be so sad and boring?
That seems to be the consensus of what's been going on, especially with the Mandalorian episode. They seem to have gotten a touch of the. Whoa, what was that? Anyway, but it seemed to have gotten to a bit of that. I'm trying to think of a clever way of putting it, but just the Andor syndrome here, where it's just so sad and boring and predictable. Mainly, it was. I mean, that was we'll get into it, but yeah,
I literally feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. I literally for like. After 59 reviews or 59 shows,
yeah,
I just can't get a grasp on this. I really just, I didn't watch the spacing last night, and I don't know exactly what all they talk, Tim and OG talked about, but I did catch just a glimpse of like his thumbnail about failed character. I think it was like failed characters or whatnot, but like okay, just let me ask you this.
Yeah.
The shows, the 2 episodes that we watched, like The Mandalorian and Bad Batch, like,
yeah,
did this really happen? Like, are these actually, like, I'm not dreaming. These are actual episodes that actually took place.
Yes, they are. They are very much so. And I was again, correct in that, for the Bad Batch, especially, we were basically walking into another filler episode right after having an episode that wasn't half bad, but was moving a little bit of the story along. But then we go.
I don't even remember the last episode. What was the last episode?
The episode was with the crosshair and the whole,
yes. Okay,
the other basically the whole clones being further discontinued and stuff like that, and the weird. It's like, to me, the weird like anti-clone thing that was going on.
I don't know. Like, so here's the thing. I said last week that we talked about a couple of shows ago. Like, I asked you, is this a weekly episode? Well, not a weekly episode, but are they releasing? They're releasing episodes every week. And my question was, have these already been shot, or are they just doing it off the
or
cuff?
are they doing them off the cuff? Yeah.
This episode, and I asked this because that everything that's going on, like, natural disasters are obviously just a tragedy, just that in itself, and the earthquakes that happened in I think Turkey, Syria, whatever. But I just find it interesting that, like, I still pose the question, like, have these already been shot?
Yes.
Or I just find it why just do an episode? Like, I wanted to wait to do Bad Batch. I wanted to do Mando first because, like, I don't know which is more irritating. Like, this episode of Mando, which was 57 minutes, mind you. I had to watch it. I had to watch this. I'm not like, I didn't do anything illegal. Like, was it playing while I was traveling, and was it sat down on the seat? Maybe. Was I listening to it? Possibly. It took me 2 nights, Fractured, to get through 15 minutes of this episode.
Oh my God.
And then I had to sit down and finish it last night. And let me tell you, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to have to check myself into the amnesty program if I have to watch another one of these episodes. I'm going to have to do the brain fryer thing. Like,
oh my God.
I don't even like, and so I just ask, like, is this literally happening? You do a 57-minute episode. Now, was it all 57 minutes with the credits? It's probably more like 50.
It was probably 55, 54.
I'm sorry.
Like the last minute, the last bit of credits are like at least 2 minutes itself.
Yeah, it's not like it wasn't like freaking Andor where it was like 8 minutes worth of credits. I kind of wish this episode had 8 minutes worth of credits. My goodness, the intro was 9 minutes long. And that whole ridiculous scene, but I just don't understand. I don't get it. Who is writing these episodes, and 2, are they children? Are they
all right?
Are they drunk? Are they all just drinking?
I would at least think that you'd think at least some degree of at least some quirkiness or weirdness would come through being drunk and writing this sort of stuff, but this, like, there's nothing that really shines through.
The dumbest character, I mean, out of all the characters in Mandalorian, one of the dumbest characters was this Pershing guy, Pin Pershing.
Oh, the doctor, yeah. He was a gullible little idiot for somebody that's a scientist working for the Remnant Empire.
The dumbest character outside of probably Grogu, Din, Jarhead. I like Carl Weathers because it's Carl Weathers. I mean, you gotta like Carl Weathers. I don't care what you say. It's Carl Weathers. You don't have to like Carl Weathers, but it's almost like they're intentionally trying to destroy Star Wars so they can somehow get a bailout. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't.
You do a 57-minute episode. So let's think about this. Let's break this down. You're gonna, like, we're gonna do a 57-minute episode. What do you think you could actually cover, and what do you think you could actually do for the story, the progression of the story, if you utilize your 55 minutes worth of showtime instead of giving us a 9-minute chase scene, bombing scene on Calavera, wherever, BFE, wherever they're at, and that whole dynamic.
Wait, which are you talking, Andor or?
No, I'm talking about Mando. When they leave the mines, and then they they're escaping, and then because Her Royal Highness Skughole Princess pissed off the Imperial fleet or the Imperial warlord, then the whole chase scene, and her castle gets bombed. But it's like
okay.
That whole scene was like that was probably the best scene of the whole 57 minutes right there.
Should we just go into talking about?
Because I think you can pretty much sum up.
I'm going to start. I want for us to know that we're going into to Mando. Then, since we're going to Mando, I'm going to play.
Unless you want to do Bad Batch first, but
no, I can't. Let's go into Mando. So hang on, I got something. Well, we've played this already, but I'm reusing it as the entryway into talking about Mandalorian. So here we go. I'm like, I was like, should I let it play for the full 47 seconds? Screw it. I'll let it play for the full 47 seconds. Yes. So Mando this week. Good. Oh boy. So yeah, it brings into question, where the hell do we really start with this episode? Because it really, it's like they tried to lull us in with some actiony sequences and stuff like that, and at the get, and then it goes into a real kind of slog. So really, the pacing was off. I don't know what they were thinking with this one.
For you to say pacing was off, it would have had to have some type of pacing to begin with.
Well, that's why I said they were trying to establish something at the start with the action. So basically, yeah, at the start of this whole episode was that, yeah, they just had escaped. It basically was like right at the end of the last episode. So like we said last week, it just felt like it ended. It was just like cut, done.
Yeah.
So immediately we're getting right into this episode. God, so it just kind of has that little back and forth between Din and Dim Jughead and
his
Tim
girlfriend.
Open Airlock has been calling Bo-Katan Botox Karen.
Well, yeah,
kind of like it. So she's asking him, "Did you see anything? What happened?" The stupidest thing. He apparently just fell.
He had a concussion. What are you yelling at him for?
Well, you would think if you are walking into unknown waters, you'd be very cautious about walking too far forward to then, suddenly apparently dip. What still is bizarre in that whole situation too is that he sunk like a stone. He defied gravity and physics and all that because he was like down there in an instant. Seeing as
no. You have to see. You're missing a crucial point here. Beskar's heavy, and he has a lot of it.
Even so, he sunk entirely too fast for as immediate as Bo-Katan jumped in after him. Because as soon as she jumped in after him, it wasn't like he was still falling and everything like that, sinking to the bottom. No, he was down at the bottom and almost
He was down there dead already.
Out for the count. She asked him, were you pulled down? And no, I just fell.
Bro, who was the Rocky? Oh, was it Rocky 2 where he's fighting the Russian guy? What was his name?
That was Rocky 4.
Was it 3?
No, yeah. So Rocky 1 and 2, he's fighting Apollo Creed. Rocky 3, he fights Mr. T. Rocky 4, he fights Drago.
Drago. He fell faster than Drago did in Rocky 4.
I mean, he did. He just was like, boom, down. And he didn't even get pulled down because she asked him, did you see anything living down there? No, I didn't.
He fell quicker than the camera. It took him less time to fall down than it did the camera to catch him.
Yeah.
to figure out where he was, and it appeared when the camera went on him, it appeared he had been dead for 4 years on the bottom of this
just down there. It was like that was it. Like I said, it was in an instant. He
because
was down there.
Here's the funny part: is it took Bo-Katan every bit of probably a minute or two to get down there.
Like I said, he defied all logic of gravity and physics. I mean, I get it. He's wearing heavy armor, okay, but he may sink at a faster rate, but not that fast. Because
here's the thing, though. He's able, it could be heavy, but him oh my, I can't even talk right now. I'm gonna have a stroke. Like he has no problem walking. Gravity doesn't seem to pull him down.
No, he has no trouble walking. He has no trouble fighting. He has no problem using his jetpack. It's not like his jetpack appears to ever use.
Maybe something happens with Beskar when it gets in contact.
When it gets wet, what is it, like a gremlin? It suddenly changes.
There's gravity. It amplifies.
It multiplies
gravity.
the weight of the armor.
Yeah, it amplifies gravity. Or maybe they're taking a playbook out of like the Harry Potter or I don't know maybe not Harry Potter, but was it Lord of the Rings where like Frodo falls into the swamp and all the dead people are like trying to pull him down because Beskar comes from the mines of Mandalore, right? And he's in the mines.
But again, that would have had to have been backed up by his own statements because she asked him, "Did you see anything living down there?" No, I didn't. He saw nothing living. Only
this monstrosity, this mythosaur, this big old. Ugh.
It's not only did he not see the mythosaur, but apparently nothing was what pulled him down.
You go into it's like you going into the grocery store. Did you see anybody? No. It's
like nobody that I knew.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like
but I love the fact that then they covered up by saying, well, it was the bomb in the TIE bombers that caused seismic activity, and that's why.
Apparently, that was what made it so dark, so deep. So then, how did the cave stay that way? It's like, okay,
where's all the rock at? Where's all the size? Like, where's all the?
That's just it.
I wonder, is the mythosaur? Did they pull like something out of Godzilla, where like the mythosaur's layers like underneath the remains of the or the chasm or whatever?
I don't know, because then it just begs the question: where has this thing been apparently this whole time?
Well, the seismic activity woke him up, so he was chilling down there like Godzilla. That's still, by the way, not to go off the tracks here, that's probably one of my favorite Godzilla movies outside the old ones. The ones were
the Legendary Pictures ones.
The one where he's in the ancient Aztec temple and they're
the King of the Monsters.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I like the guy who played the Asian doctor.
Serizawa.
Yeah, he portrayed.
Was it Ken Watanabe?
Yeah, he was in Batman Begins. He was supposed to portray.
He was like the stand-in for Ra's al Ghul. He was being used by Liam Neeson.
I think he's an amazing actor. I think, and he was also in The Last Samurai.
Yeah,
he was Tatsumoto.
And he was in oh god, what was
is he Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I didn't think. Amazing actor, and I was just like that movie because I thought it was. Is that pretty accurate? Like the whole nuclear thing with Godzilla and being in that temple. Does that work?
That's new for their lore.
It's not okay. That's not like.
But I mean, there's been times where they in Godzilla versus Ghidorah, the '90s version, they sent a nuclear sub to go and basically reactivate Godzilla, and it turned out they dropped him off in a place that was already filled with a bunch of nuclear radiation. So he got turned. The Godzillasaurus got turned into Godzilla all over again. So yeah, he's been known to suck down some radiation every now and then.
I didn't mean to go up. I thought it was, I did like that part of the movie because he sacrifices himself to save Godzilla. I thought it was cool.
That sucked. But it was a good movie. It wasn't bad.
But anyways, to your point, maybe this mythosaur, which I thought were extinct, maybe he's just chill. It's the last mythosaur chilling, underneath the.
Apparently, just hiding underground.
And the Imperial bombing woke him up. because it triggered an earthquake that he was able to like get out. Because this is a big old mythosaur. What's funny is, very big, very big. This thing is like,
Oh yeah, it is. It almost looks like it was the size of Godzilla, for God's sakes.
but yeah, just chilling down there. So, but so this thing's it's like these people that are doing this show. It's like, how can you literally defy? You could have all the weight. I'm trying to bring this home. Like, it was within a second. There's nothing on this. I don't think. Is there anything that could take a second to sink? Hit from the top to bottom. How many meters do you think was from where this step was?
I couldn't tell
the
you.
very bottom?
I really couldn't tell you, because I mean he fell so far, and they were probably still kind of clipping things to kind of hurry up the scene for
sure. But even with her jetpack took. I get there's always a little bit of the lag in between scenes and everything, but she used a jetpack. She jumped in. She used a jetpack.
Yeah, she was
and it took her
zipping down there.
It took her a decent amount of time to reach him, but he literally takes off. He walks off a step and then he literally again. Filoni's like, I like Dragon Ball Z. We're gonna do the instant transition.
That's what they do with hyperspace.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. I was gonna say maybe there's a space whale down there. Maybe I don't know, man. But you defied the laws of gravity in this scene.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying.
You defied the laws of gravity in one section of the scene, and then the other one you showed how long it took for you. Then you just normally, it's like you defied them, and then like you did it. Like, it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And what was the point of it? What was literally the point of you walking off and Gohan or Goku ends a transmission to the bottom, but then you have freaking Karen jumping in and taking 2 to 3 minutes.
Right. Like I said, right as soon as he
does nothing. It does nothing further than raise questions. It's like they're intentionally doing stuff to get people. Oh, like this guy get people riled up. Let's just have him just immediately go to the bottom.
Well, no, it was all just set up though for their silly little mythosaur reveal. That was the whole reason why they had him dip down like that.
For sure, but that quick, within a second.
Well, like I said, that was for hurrying it up so they could get to it. Like I said, they were at the end of their episode.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This episode too just feels so.
But why bring the mythosaur in?
That
am I missing some type of Disney?
Like Rhino said, that was for the seals to clap. That was the give all the people that do their reaction videos to start. Oh my god! It's the mythosaur! Oh my god! That was exactly what that was made for.
Yeah.
There's a YouTube channel, Grizzy, that Rhino's been playing on Casual Rage, and the guy has been capturing these moments from the Disney shills, and just them. I can guess overreacting, but also there might be some legitimacy to this. But like just them doing that, just their head they're just like their head exploding over the simplest stuff that gets shown as maybe a reference, or then they goo and ah over stupid Grogu and stuff like that.
Is it cringe level where we were watching that? We were doing the Halcyon Space Cruiser review, Galactic Star Cruiser review. And
probably close to that. Yeah,
you remember that when Ray and Kylo were fighting?
Get him, Ray!
We love you.
It is basically on that level, yeah.
And then he turns around and says, "Give me my Disney money."
I hope they're getting paid.
My
man. I can only hope
they're ticket.
Can only hope they're getting paid.
No, I think that legit was like the dude just loved Ray, and he's got posters of Ray in his room.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why that mythosaur thing was put in there, was just for that.
But here's the thing:
reason.
Unless you knew anything about EU, you wouldn't know what a mythosaur was. So, like, why are you getting excited about it?
Well, no, because they also just heard about it from her talking about it, from the whole Creed and stuff
that,
like
the
that,
mythosaur,
or giving stories about it.
This isn't the mythosaur. It's not Disney lore. Like, that's EU.
Yep, good old trash panda Filoni's at it again.
Like, and that's the point I want to like. I was trying to make. Like, you wouldn't even know what this was. You literally probably thought it was a water buffalo. Like, unless you know anything about you, like that break. But again, to your point, yeah, it's Filoni digging through the trash to just nothing feels like in this whole episode, man. Like nothing, like there's nothing in this episode that feels like Star Wars other than the nostalgia bait that they used. And we didn't even cover, so well, I guess we will cover that. We haven't got to that point yet, but outside the nostalgia bait that they once again use, it just nothing is Star Wars in this episode.
No, it's very. That was something that was actually since I've been playing it and Chiefster's been watching it with me. He said just that. He's like, if it weren't for the fact that Star Wars is slapped on this product, you wouldn't have known otherwise that this was Star Wars, especially once it gets into this later stuff. You would not know it was Star Wars unless it had the label on it. And that's basically it. He's right. That's what it's come down to.
Nothing about it screams Star Wars. There's like one thing that screams Star Wars. Well, I mean, one thing that I can't even tell you if that even reminds you of Star Wars. There's a scene where they're dipping out where we'll get there. I'll mention it, but
so yeah, then they make their way back to.
Well, no.
Oh,
wait. He's got to get water. He's got to get water.
Right. He needs his evidence for taking his bath. So you're muted.
Keep hitting mute. Yeah, he's got to get the water, so he has proof because apparently
he took his bath.
Somebody else is not proof enough. But again,
yeah. But I mean,
he could have turned on.
We couldn't necessarily trust the word of
because she's not a Mandalorian. She doesn't walk the way.
Now she is.
Well,
according to this ridiculous ass creed, so long as you take that bath, you are Mandalorian. Instead of just donning the armor being
this is the way.
Oh my god. No, like Rhino says, this is so gay. God, it's I mean, yes, the Mandalorians had like a way of life and stuff like that, but it wasn't this cultish creed that this show has been portraying them to have. And they didn't have to worry about their freaking helmets. Whether they took it off or on, it wasn't an issue. Good God.
I mean, so here's the thing: was Canderous was he not Mandalorian?
Not according to this show.
I think there's only one.
This little weird cult of Mandalorians.
There's only one Mandalorian in KOTOR that. Well, I mean, I think you only come across. Well, you come across a couple, but I think
you come across some on Dantooine when they're being raidering dickheads and. I think if you have Canderous with you, he'll have a few words about that.
Yeah, Canderous is the only Mandalorian that takes off his helmet. Really,
Canderous talks about it. It's like how with the defeat of Mandalore, their current Mandalore, Revan taking the helmet, therefore creating kind of a weird power vacuum of nobody being able to kind of don the helmet.
I love the fact.
A lot of them either like abandoned their armor and stuff like that and left and just kind of went into mercenary work, or some have kept their armor. And he had the Star Killer in the cantina who was doing the fights and would only do death matches when it was sanctioned to do so.
Yeah,
but there was a Mandalorian that was in his armor, but I mean, I'm sure it wasn't an issue taking a helmet off or not. So,
yeah, I think that one of the best parts about that game is you can actually wear the Mandalorian armor when you beat Mandalore on the hidden planet, or what planet? Not hidden planet. It's the planet that Revan went to.
Oh, KOTOR 2 with Malachor.
Was it Malachor where he's at?
Well, that's certainly like towards the end of the game, but I know
I think it's Malachor.
No, it was the
the
Duxon Moon of Onderon that Canderous was on, and he was in the Mandalorian armor.
It was the planet with the Rakatan that Bane goes to, and I think
God, I forgot the names.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what planet you're talking about. Yeah.
The Rakatan, you can either like kill all the Rakatan and like you choose sides.
They're all a bunch of tribals at that point.
Yeah. So yeah, and then gets the water, and then she's like, "Did you see anything?" No, I didn't see anything. I
fell to the bottom.
Yeah, I was taking a nap on the bottom before you saved me.
It's like, what, dude? What?
That's another thing. How long do you think he was down? Like, one, does his helmet have? Does he have a rebreather in his helmet? And two, he was down there for a long time. So if he didn't have a rebreather, how is he still not?
Yeah, and he didn't vacuum seal his helmet or whatever, right?
No. If he vacuum sealed it, then it would make sense. And if he has,
apparently neither did Bo-Katan, considering when she was going up, she was blowing out bubbles.
Do the Mandalorians have well, yeah, you just proved my point there, but do they have rebreathers in their mask? Because according to the Book of Boba, you remember we saw the inside of his helmet and it was just a metal bowl. It was all it was good for.
But apparently Dim Jughead was able to vacuum seal his helmet before leaving the ship, which was like, well, okay, so then why the hell is he bothering with getting a droid?
Right. So it's like, does vacuum sealing your helmet constitute a rebreather? It just doesn't make, like, he was at the
apparently it does, considering he was walking around with it for a while and being able to breathe just fine.
I don't know.
According to them, but no, you aren't wrong. There was no signs of like a rebreather or anything like that either of them had that we could see or were made aware
the noise
of.
That it makes when you put your helmet on, it sounds like it's sealed.
Which makes him sound like Darth Vader, yeah.
Right. I mean, that's 1000% what it is. Because remember in the last episode where they put the helmet on the youngling, and it goes like it sounds like it's somewhat sealed because they copy it from Vader. So it's like, is it again? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like again, we don't know if it has a rebreather, but like if you're vacuum sealing your helmet, like even if you vacuum sealed it and you didn't have a rebreather, you're down there for a long period of time, which under probably normal circumstances, like most people probably would not survive that long without air, especially with water in your lungs, because your lungs don't just stop inhaling air underwater.
Right.
The function doesn't stop, I mean, it's just basic, anatomy.
Yeah.
I forgot.
What?
We forgot again.
Well,
because the Force is female.
Oh.
And he's got the other thing we forgot is he's got the best car and it's the best plot armor. That's why.
There's that too. There is that too.
Grogu gave him the ability to breathe underwater. He put a force bubble over him. They took what Bane did. They took what happened to Bane in the second book, where the Ithorian Jedi basically put a bubble over him while he was trying to, force lightning him. So he basically cooked himself from the inside out. Saddest part of that book, by the way, not because I knew Bane was not gonna die, but because it basically killed all the Orbalisks. Saddest moment. And it's also sad that Bane actually fell for it. But again, you made the point. Those Orbalisks clouded his judgment. But I was like, you literally got bested by an Ithorian. One of the these guys are, portrayed in some of the books I've read in games as not very courageous. We'll just say
that. Well, it's why he was hanging back and using the Force battle meditation to boost everyone else up, right?
It doesn't make any sense. Like we're sat here and we're saying, "Oh, the Force is female," and that's why Bo-Katan was able to
making jokes about it all. But at the end of the day,
Grogu probably helped Dad survive and put a force bubble over him so he could, still have pockets of air down. Like it's so stupid. is what it
No,
really
I'm
is.
with you.
Like to sit here and try to defend it when you're just. And what's even more hysterical, the most hysterical thing about this is, I don't think they caught it. I don't think they think people were going to ask questions. I think they thought that they could literally just go, boom, he's down, instant transmission, and
Yeah,
then
basically.
have Karen take 3 minutes to get down there just so they can show off this mythosaur that nobody who watches this show probably knows outside of EU elitists and purists.
Well, at least knows, the actual lore behind it.
Yeah. So what were you? I don't even know what happened next. Basically
After their little conversation about
they end up on the ship, right?
They then they hop back into the ship and start heading back to was it Mandalorian?
Calavera.
No, whatever her planet.
Yeah, Calavera, because they're on.
She's being all mopey on.
Where are they at? Are they? They're not on Mandalore. Where are they?
They aren't. They were on Mandalorian until they were going back to her planet.
Calavera. Sounds like calamari. Calavera.
But then that's when, as they're getting back, they get attacked by them TIE interceptors that we saw in the trailer.
Just impeccable timing that they're just so happen to be there.
Yeah, and the question
Mandalore is Outer Rim, right?
It's in the Outer Rim.
Is it really? I mean, this is post Empire. This is the height of the New Republic. Yeah, so the Empire's not as probably don't have as many ships as they probably did, and I don't know, resources.
Yeah, they had a lot of.
Why?
Well, even Bo-Katan says for a warlord, this person has a lot of ships.
Right. So are you telling me that she's remnant of the Imperial remnant?
The Imperial, because I mean, as we were seeing from
be patrolling,
as we were seeing from Gideon, there wasn't a whole lot the Empire, these Imperial remnants were still holding on to or had at the time, other than making the weak ass Dark Troopers.
But this is even stupid because even if you say that, like, yeah, she pissed off the warlord or whatever. Why would they have waited for this moment to attack? Like, they would have attacked her before. She was sat there in her castle crying over her soup. Like, it just doesn't make the time doesn't make sense. Why wait for this exact moment to go after her? Like,
it's really funny because she also makes the comment, I've pissed off a lot of the warlords and stuff like that, which is really funny when she acts so pissy about them blowing up her castles. Like, well, you knew you had this coming. Clearly you knew. You make comments about it. You knew you had it coming. Why are you acting so shocked? Oh, because they got one up on you, I guess. But
or they found out where you lived or where your castle was. I
mean, they were gonna find something out eventually. But no, there's a lot of questions to be had, especially with the whole like TIE interceptors. Where did they come from?
One, there's a lot of TIE interceptors. Two, there's they've got the TIE bombers, and then three, they had another squadron of TIE interceptors.
Yeah, and it's just called where did they come from? Because this is something that
they don't have hyperspace. They don't have
that's been something from Rhino's stuff. He's been talking about that a lot.
Where's the Venator? Where's the Imperial Star Cruiser?
Where's the Star Destroyer? And because
these small class fighters,
unless they're modified, unless they are specifically modified TIE fighters, they do not have hyperspace.
I do not think I don't think TIE interceptors have
I said, there's capabilities of modifications, but otherwise, no, they generally do not. They don't have shields, or they do not have the hyperspace capability. But like it is, they can be modified, but that is only a rare occasion for them to do that. It doesn't happen very often for TIE interceptors, especially considering they're kind of meant to I believe they were meant to counteract the A-wings.
Yeah.
If if I remember correctly, that was kind of the intention for the TIE interceptors, was to match the A-wings.
Let's see here.
But yeah, I mean this whole sequence is all right. So they're getting attacked by these TIE interceptors. And it's called, okay, so Din
was it
Din
hyperspace?
Jughead,
Was it hyperspace engine? What did they have? What was it called? Was it a hyperspace?
I don't recall exactly. It's been a long time since I've had to, because I know you could do it, at least in Star Wars Galaxies, you're able to modify your TIE fighter to have hyperspace and stuff. So it's, at least for within games and stuff, they've made it possible. Whether or not that's factually true for legitimate lore, could not be. But I don't remember, because I know like they don't generally use like the specific droids and stuff like that. They have like more just like computer systems that you would insert for helping with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But hang on, I'm trying to. So there was now maybe it was just me, but I swear to God, the way Dim Jughead suddenly takes off is in the most awkward angle, because as they were getting attacked, it's called, oh, I'll go and jump in my N1 and help out, right? So I don't know if I should play the sound. Oh, now it won't let me. Stupid thing. Well, window. So here it is. Oh. I'm gonna turn off the sound. Is that when he's in? Oh, he's already in the N1. Dang it! I went too far ahead. So, yeah, here falling through, lands crappily, stumbles and falls. There we go. Back up though, and this guy's they're coming back around for the kill, at least thinking they got it, but he gets immediately in, or not immediately, but he's jumping in, but immediately takes off practically. And I don't know. Is it just me, or did that look like he did not go forward and then up, but just immediately straight up?
Just straight up.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but what?
Play that again, because I saw that earlier, because I rewatched it this morning.
Yeah. Gets in, boom, and zips right. Like there should have been at least like
it's like those are one of the new. It's like one of the new U.S. military jets that can take off from just a flat position. So just straight takeoff. That's what it is.
But
it is modified.
I would have understood if for like a standard takeoff, sure. Like
Listen,
he's first is getting that time, and then
you're asking
like
the wrong questions.
Curves upwards, but that was just directly like shot up. I mean, it's like he got an erection. It was like up in the air.
This is literally the GTO of the N1 Starfighters. This is Dominic Toretto's N1 Starfighter. Why are you asking the question?
Yeah, I just had to consume product, right?
Yeah, play the clip. Play the clip. Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
I wish I had a
button that you could just
Rhino
press.
seal clap, because I mean that's basically what this is also made for. So they basically then mop the floor with these ties and everything. After doing so, Botox Karen's castle that she was moping around in gets blown up. I laughed. I thought that was pretty funny, especially then when she goes into a reeing rage.
Yeah.
Because like and through the scene too, like I swear a lot of the ship's movements and stuff, not just that little scene with
just terrible, like the TIE fighters,
they were it was
this is why I
choppy.
said,
They were really jerky in like sudden movements instead of like more of a flow and
you know what's crazy
fluid
about
motion.
You know what's crazy about this? Back when, I don't know, what's that? What was that one iconic movie that George did? Oh, A New Hope, where they're fighting on the Death Star. It flowed better than this stuff.
Absolutely.
Like even when Vader and his two TIE fighters are escorting him in and coming around to Luke.
Oh yeah.
It flows better than this garbage.
Absolutely.
And again, we're talking about 1979?
77?
77? I always get it mixed up. It's either 77, 79. I always say it. And it's 2023.
Well, again, we've talked about this, right? It's the separation of people that are actually passionate about the craft versus people that are just there to collect a paycheck.
What the dingle is up with her?
Yeah, 77.
Literally, okay, I said 79. With the whole this ridiculous muzzle brake on this. It looked like the gun that came out of her starfighter was like literally like a barrel of an AR-15 with a muzzle brake. What is this? Where are the lasers? I mean, in Star Wars, typically there's only two colors of lasers. It's red and green. Green is typically Imperial, and red has always been Rebel. This literally looked like it was just an AR-15.
I didn't quite catch that.
You didn't?
No. You said it's on their ship?
Yeah, on her ship, where she's like, when he's talking about like, can we get to Kalavar? And she's like, not without the shield. We won't make it with the shields. And she's like, you need to back them off. And he goes and starts shooting at the TIE fighter or the TIE interceptors. You got to find this clip. If you didn't see this, you got to find this clip.
Oh,
which is like, get on the guns, basically.
Yeah, and then the gun pops out.
Yes, and it has a muzzle brake. It's a muzzle brake. It's like literally a muzzle brake on an AR-15 where it disperses. Yes. What is this?
I won't say I'm very adept at gun identification.
Okay.
So I mean, I'll leave this to you then. Okay.
This is literally like a muzzle brake on the barrel of a rifle.
Well, we've seen how lazy they've gotten with disguising real world like weaponry and stuff.
This is a gun.
Jesus, Ander, they had AKs practically.
Listen, yes, I know. This is very. You know what this reminds me of? Return of the Jedi, where the dude when they're at Jabba's palace and the dude comes out, the little robot dude.
Oh, the little robot eye thing comes out. Yeah.
This is the laziest. It's literally a spatula handle with a muzzle brake.
Does kind of look that way, doesn't it?
I sat there and then can you play a clip of it shooting and just turn the volume down?
Yeah,
can you find
yeah, absolutely. I pretty much got it.
Because this is what's really good. This is why I say muzzle brake. Oh, wait, you get to where he first fires. Okay, let's see here.
Too far ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Watch
Send
this.
back. Boom. Yeah.
Boom. That's what a muzzle brake does. It literally disperses the gas.
Yeah. Which would that flame out the way it was like kind of having the flames wouldn't really be dispersing like that in space, I would think. But there's always been some liberties.
Listen. They're experts at science and gravity and just.
Well, they certainly like to try and
physics.
play that up, don't they? So. They have their dogfight. It's like, okay, we got our action scene. Bo-Katan's place gets blown up. Ha ha.
Oh.
Big question becomes, and then they just like jump into hyperspace as soon as they get out.
And that's okay. And that's the other thing. Well, and then there was a nostalgia thing that I want to go over really quick. I don't know if you caught this. So when he's going all, so he basically goes off. He goes straight up. He cuts the engines. He flies down, I think. And then he literally uses a proton torpedo instead of like just a normal laser cannon. Did you catch that? It was very reminiscent of Phantom Menace, where Anakin literally fires a proton torpedo on the Separatist. Was it the where he fires it and that. Why? Why? Why not just use your cannons? Why use a proton torpedo?
For dramatic effect, apparently.
For nostalgia bait? Is that what you meant? You spelled nostalgia bait wrong.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And here's another thing. We talk about ships that have hyperspace capabilities. Well, we know that they broke that with the N1 Starfighter, because I think even in I don't know if the Plagueis book talked about it. It talked about the N1 Starfighter. I don't think they had hyperspace capabilities unless the space whales helped them.
No, because they were meant to be attached to
so her ship,
Nabooian ships and stuff like that. We
know that they made an exception to his N1 Starfighter because it's not even an N1 Starfighter, but hers also has hyperspace capabilities. And here's the other point.
Her ship would, yeah.
Here's
that's
the other
a big
point.
enough ship that could handle that sort of thing.
This is where I guess I'm just banging the question. When you hit hyperspace, is there no way to track them? Because if these TIE interceptors did logically, watching this episode, you can draw the conclusion that these TIE interceptors had to have hyperspace capabilities because there was no Venator Star Destroyer in the vicinity. And why did they not engage in their hyperspace capabilities to follow them?
That's the $1 million question, though, isn't it? Supposedly now, I saw some of this kind of rumblings around. This might have to do with possibly a certain blue skin.
Thrawn.
Because it's apparently some similar tactics that was, I think, from Rebels or from something else. I forget what was pointed out, but yeah, this might have something to do with our boy Thrawn.
I hate you.
I'm just saying what was being, and it wouldn't surprise me because apparently, well, we'll get into that later, but yeah. So some of the theories out there that I've heard, I've seen some other videos, not from Star Wars Theory, but just from videos that have been cropping up.
Yeah,
I didn't watch them. I just saw people the taglines or whatever, the titles, and saying, could this mean, was this Thrawn? Because we didn't see a Star Destroyer at all, and apparently never came up on her systems and stuff like that either when they were getting back to the planet. Lordy knows what's supposed to be going on, but some of the thoughts around the old water coolers that it might be old Thrawn pulling some shenanigans.
Yeah.
Why on a failed Mandalorian? I don't know. But well, there you go.
Why would Thrawn be concerned? Why would Thrawn be concerned about
Bo-Katan? Yeah, I don't.
As a nothing burger, you really think Thrawn's gonna concern himself with?
I could not imagine him being concerned with her at her present state.
She's nobody. He's and the Darksaber has nothing to do with canon. So why would Thrawn be concerned about it? And why would
it's also just that
because she's friends with
he would have already researched her and known that she was already Mandalorian.
There's no prominence with her.
And what the Empire did to Mandalore itself, it'd be called Why Should I Bought? There would be no reason for him to waste the
literally
resources to do this.
They're literally she's.
But then, it is a Scooby-Doo villain could probably defeat this Empire at this point.
I mean, what's his name? The guy who played Ezra, or not Ezra? The guy who was in Scooby-Doo. That we talked about last week. Yes, Freddie Prinze Jr. could defeat this Empire. I just got this on Scooby-Doo. Where are you? Literally, every time we watch this show, that's what I'm gonna just immediately just go to.
Yeah, so that was that.
Let's elaborate. You bring up a good point, and because I know we have a long episode ahead of us, but why Thrawn? What tactic could they possibly?
I don't recall.
They're not talking about the Mark Sable because that had to do with actually two ships. It was
right.
The Venator,
it had to actually
have two ships involved, and we already saw that Ahsoka stole that in the Clone Wars from Heir to the Empire.
Yeah, that's right.
So, what could?
Because she's just the bestest ever.
But what could what? I don't understand where the Thrawn thing's coming into play.
I don't know.
We
but
know
that was.
Thrawn's
I think that
gonna
was.
take-
I think that was people like rationalizing or just trying to. Yeah, just like, oh, this must be what the reason is for this, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know why. Because I just was watching it. And I'm like, all right. So for some reason, there's a bunch of ties and stuff here. All right. And I think part of my notes was I said too many ships. So first order level, getting early hints. But yeah, that was just kind of my points on that was just like, we're probably gearing up for potential, more first order stuff being brought about, but otherwise the whole thing was just kind of seemed really out of place and more just for like, oh hey,
yeah,
look at the let's look at the dogfight. Whee! But and it could have been like this is what they're all gearing up for with what goes on later with this episode.
Ugh. I can't. You bring Thrawn in, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna get a charge. Ugh.
Well, we knew it was bound to happen.
So, all right. Well, then what? Well, yeah. What else? And then this whole it's like, don't worry. I used to fly these hills as a kid, and then then the whole well, it's been a while. But then what? At the end of the fight, what in the absolute point was where she why did she cut her engines and drop all the way down when she had already destroyed the last TIE interceptor? And then we see gravity take she basically free falls in her ship and goes down and then goes back up. What in the actual what was the point of that scene? She cuts the engines and she basically free falls in her ship, and we see the R5 droid basically going up, and she doesn't move at all. She has no seatbelt on. She moves at all, but then the scene cuts, and then she basically drops down in her seat. What?
Yeah, I can't.
Was the actual point of that?
Because it looks cool.
Again, physics. If you free fall, everybody in that ship, unless maybe I'm mistaken, but it just makes no sense. Makes no sense. Why? For dramatic effect? Why? Yeah. Usually in a movie, when you do, a dramatic effect, it serves a purpose for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Serves a purpose. This served nothing. Just to see the R5 droid go up and down. Why? Stupid. It would make more sense if she was trying to evade somebody. If she was trying to evade a ship, there was no ship to be found.
You're talking about this whole...
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And watch this. So comes around, and this right here just pause and then real choppy, and then right here where she goes down, she doesn't move at all, no seatbelt.
It was like she was almost kind of showing off a bit, yeah. Ha ha ha! Droid flying by. It was for dramatic effect and to look cool.
Apparently, I guess.
That's my only rationale for it.
Yeah. Apparently. We're not even. I think we should do this. I think we get through this scene, and then we just basically stop at the amnesty program, because I don't know. I don't know what else to. I don't
know what to say about all that.
She's all and so if And then
so she throws a bitch fit after the TIE bombers swoop in, blow up her castle. Throws a bitch fit. Jughead talks her down. They get the hell out of there, warp to hyperspace, and now we cut to Coruscant.
I'm about to lose, and this is just a joke. This is an absolute joke.
I mean, is it just me or? I mean, I don't know. I felt like Coruscant was almost too lit up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it doesn't look half bad in this, and they do finally also show Coruscant actually looking.
You should actually pull up Revenge of the Sith, the opera.
Oh yeah. People. Oh yeah, that was basically the same place.
Literally different.
But they were definitely trying to harp on that. Go, ooh, hey, look at, remember? Palpatine and Anakin, we got this whole little holo show going on instead. Or whatever. The Doctor prostrating himself before the New Republic, talking about his biological research. But you notice though, they cut it short just enough as soon as he starts getting more technical, just so they don't have to actually go into their explanations of what he was doing.
Yep.
I'm just here like, why bother then? Like, why even initiate that? Just keep to his whole, prostrating himself before the New Republic and then move on. You don't have to have him talk about what he was doing previously, his little melodramatic speech. So there didn't need to be all of that. And I laughed when they mentioned a galactic museum. And I was like, oh, is Luthen still around?
Right.
Luthen still running his museum of antiquities?
Yeah. Literally.
So I couldn't help but kind of laugh when I heard that. And that whole scene was kind of weird, but at the same time was setting up what we were going to get out of this episode, which the whole point of this segment and stuff, and the part of this episode that was focusing on Hoshna, or whatever the hell his name is, the Doctor. I'll just call him Doc. It was basically just to go and show, just as these goofy rich socialites were talking about, Republic, Empire, New Republic, it's all the same. And it's basically just it. They're just the same.
Right.
Even though they were meant to be different. They were meant to have, made changes with what had previously come before. Not repeat the same mistakes of the Republic or be like the Galactic Empire. They were meant to move on from that. Instead, we've basically got them pulling a lot of the same stuff, which I found really amazing with the whole prisoner program thing. They aren't using their real names. They're using codes or, assigned names. I'm sorry. I thought that was what the
Literally
Empire
Imperial.
did. That's what the Empire did to dehumanize the people, giving them basically clone numbers or droid identification. I don't know. I thought they were supposed to be better than that. I thought they were supposed to do better.
Yep.
Instead, they're doing exactly the same shit.
Yeah.
Which just basically spits in the face of what was built and what was done through, the EU and stuff like that. Because Mon Mothma, Leia, they worked to establish the New Republic and to not have those sort of repeated instances. Yeah. So it just and I think OG Servers was talking about it a little bit on Twitter. they are furthering the whole gray morality of the universe, instead of being that, yes, George had it that, you had the good guys, you had the bad guys, but it wasn't that in between. It was this, and you had maybe some questionable characters at times, like Han initially, but they effectively saw the light. So so it all just comes off as just
sad and boring.
Sad and boring is very apt. Yes, who would have thought that man would have such a phrase that would live so strongly with,
and then
resonate so strongly with us to continue using.
It might be a good idea for a T-shirt,
right? So sad.
Copyright LLC. Just have to figure out how to not copyright it, or
right. But I had to. I think what was it? My notes here was wow. So even the New Republic makes these people very impersonal with number/letter codings. How is this any different from the Empire? And they sent them to a rehabilitation center.
Right. Interesting, right?
Yeah, quote unquote. Because we can't have you performing any wrong thing there, guys. We can't have that one bit. But what I had to kind of what I will say, I was maybe, I don't know if surprised or whatever is the word for it, but when the Doc was first getting to basically the halfway house, I was fully expecting like the people that were at that bench to like start harassing him and bullying him and stuff like that. I would not have been surprised if that was end up being the case. So good on them. They didn't do that. They do a bit of reminiscing the things that they quote unquote miss.
Biscuits.
And apparently, the Doc misses his travel biscuits. God knows why.
Biscuits, man. Biscuits.
Yeah, biscuits. But so Lieutenant Biscuits is what I'm going to call her.
Oh, gosh.
The very, very, very masculine woman.
I was going to... Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
Very, very masculine. She has the jaw to fit. But, there was a day and time when the honeypots were really super hot and attractive.
Mara Jade
might have been one of them. But, this remnant empire or whoever, they are not sending their best. I have to say. But it was so obvious from the get that was like the whole part of this was that there was nothing but a bad end to it for the old Doc. Yeah. But I mean, hey, he got his travel biscuits, right?
This was a girl, right?
It was a girl.
Okay, I didn't know. I was genuinely asking.
It was very questionable.
Okay,
it was quite questionable on where she was on the spectrum. But yeah. So the whole thing gets laid out because, like it is, she ploys him with the getting the biscuits for him. It's obvious who got it for him.
Yeah.
And honestly, this could have been played by a dude. Like it didn't even have to be her. But there's such goofy stuff with this episode. So like they hang out. I don't know what it was. Maybe a date. I don't know. But they were hanging out. What was with that little like magic show little going on bit? Because like,
is this a carnival? Did Coruscant have carnivals?
Not that I was aware of, but I mean it's big enough they could. But I just laughed because I saw the little creature and I'm like, that looks like a Dilophosaurus.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw the monk. Yeah, I saw the show you were talking about.
But oh yeah, before that though, like he's at the job that he's at, and I guess, but there's a bigger point that comes from that. But yeah, hang on, let me try and get the little dragon thing. Come on, kind of tough. And I swear, the things that they were quote unquote eating look like little like glow
It's
toys.
just so stupid. Yeah, like literally like glow sticks.
Yeah.
And that's why I told you, like, none of this is Star Wars. Like, the carnival's not Star Wars. It, like, literally looked like Barnum and Bailey's circus without the animals.
Yeah, look at that.
It looked like
it's got the same frill as a Dilophosaurus, basically.
And let's just was this before or after he got the this was after he got the biscuit?
This was after he got the biscuit.
So this is an interesting point that I actually tweeted about today, and OG actually had commented on it. Since in all my years of being a Star Wars fan, I never once knew that there was TV in Star Wars.
Yeah, they've had like she's, I think, what is she saying? They're like Hollow Live or something like that.
Hollow dramas, but this was literally
Hollow dramas and Hollow Visions.
This
Hollow
was
Vision
news. Like a news come stay at Coruscant, and like it was not what I think she was referencing.
Well, she asked to see what it was. So.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know how to clip that. I don't know. Can you clip that? I don't know how.
Where was it you were talking about, though?
He's in his room and he's listening to that like his data pad, and it sounds like he's watching TV. And then the door, like, basically he gets the biscuits from it. He goes out and gets the biscuits.
Well, remember they have like the HoloNet and stuff like that too that gets some news and information. So it could just be he's
I think I don't know if Raging had touched on it, but somebody had pointed it out, and I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." And that's why when I saw, I was like, "Is this legitimate TV?"
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really. It just kind of shows them, on the data pad thing, kind of like an iPad almost.
Yeah. I don't know.
They don't. Wrong. Yeah, they're not really like focusing on it at all, other than this him. And I don't know if that's the. Oh yeah, because he turns it off immediately. So
yeah, because she's at the door, or well, what you would assume was her at the door,
dropping off the travel biscuits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it seemed like TV to me. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe it was a HoloNet, but it was more like,
I could maybe try and clip it and I'll post it on Twitter.
I just never knew there to be any type of TV other than the HoloNet and holograms and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but this just seemed like it wasn't a drama. He wasn't watching a show. It was like literally like, come stay at Coruscant because we have these attractions. And
right. Yeah. Getting to know the local Coruscant flavor.
Yeah, literally.
And then they were at that silly little circus or whatever thing going on. Apparently the last remnant of natural land is a big ass mountain, and the peak is like right there, surrounded by all that city, and just there on display. Apparently,
yeah.
But apparently you can't touch it because you better not do that. And I just kind of made the joke. It's like
the smallest mountain I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, but we don't know how deep down it goes for Coruscant.
That's true.
I had to lie because it's like, what? Can't touch a rock? What is this? The Empire? God! Because immediately because he got played a little bit in that, as soon as he touched it, little robo security droids come out of nowhere and tell him to stop.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Then I had to laugh because then we find out that yes, psychiatrists can be replaced by robots.
Yeah. Literally.
I thought that was pretty funny.
I'm like, what is this? One, they look stupid.
I
Two, they
don't
are
even
stupid.
know.
Three,
It's like, good God. I don't care about this guy. I don't care. Legitimately
what is the
don't
point
care.
Of the as an amnesty program.
No, that was just basically them doing their weekly checkups to make sure that he's staying on the right path. He's mentally sound and blah blah blah. Even though it's the most impersonal thing in the world, having to talk to a droid, and all it's doing is just basically rambling off a questionnaire that he could basically sit and check off himself if he wanted to.
Right.
You didn't need the stupid droid. Seemed unnecessary.
The most unnecessary.
But that's me. But yeah. So it's just more of like getting into the territory of, the differences between the New Republic and Empire, with him being prohibited from his cloning research, because he does eventually start asking about whether or not he can, but basically it's discouraged.
Yeah.
Even though he wants to work for them, it would be a smart thing to bring him into their fold, but instead they don't. And they do bring up something about the rehabilitation camps. I'm like, you mean the indoctrination camps, right? That's effectively what you are now doing. You think it's deprogramming, but all you're doing is just indoctrinating them to your own side.
Yeah.
But then the stupidest thing in the world. Well, I mean, there's a lot going on with this episode for being stupid as hell. But so like it is, his whole job is kind of going through old or whatever information research and stuff like that and removing it or cleaning it or whatever the hell. And he talks to his coworker, trying to ask about whether or not he can try and help the Republic with medical research and stuff like that, because he just wants to be a good boy and do good for the Republic now, even though he was basically their enemy.
Right.
But then we learn that, okay, all right, even though it's stupid, you should probably, it'd be probably wiser just to like reintegrate the ships into your own fleet. But they're decommissioning Imperial ships. Okay. But then he says how they're decommissioning their own ships. Their own fleet is being decommissioned, despite the fact that they know that there are the Imperial remnants out there. There are these Imperial warlords causing trouble. It's clearly, not just Moff Gideon. Yeah, they might have, they've lightly mentioned and touched on it that he's been brought in, but you don't know what else is out there. And I mean, even Bo-Katan makes reference of there being multiple warlords, not just one, not just Gideon, but there are multiples still out there that she herself messed with and, gotten entangled with. So why in the ever-loving hell would you decommission your own fleet, decommission your ships that you should be having in case of it? Further Imperial remnant entanglements? You are leaving yourself defenseless. They have learned nothing. And I mean, that was basically what Palpatine capitalized on in the prequel trilogy. And that was what, was, I think that was even touched on in the Plagueis book. They were talking about how the Republic has left themselves wide open for any kind of attack.
Yeah.
Stupid. So stupid. I heard when he said that, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Really? Ugh.
Yeah. No, it's this episode, man. The dumb is strong with them.
So yeah, there was that. And I think the doc, he has his other further conversations.
It's
and
like they're all about indoctrination without calling it indoctrination.
Yeah, basically. And he has a point
they're
where
using the same technology that the Empire used.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that
and
part.
it's yeah, I know.
Yeah. But no, but I had to laugh because like she eventually asked him, "Do you trust me?" I'm like, "I trust you with that haircut? I wouldn't trust you, lady."
Yeah.
Half head shave and stuff like that. No, thank you. So she convinces him to kind of get back into wanting to do his sciencey stuff because he's really passionate about wanting to do it. He wants to do it. And she says she knows a way on getting back onto one of the Imperial ships so she can or help him steal the means to continue his research. And good Lord, we have the whole travel sequence laid out. The whole thing.
Yeah.
It was funny. Rhino made the joke. It's like it took them longer to get from one end of Coruscant to another than it does for Dim Jughead to travel between planets.
Right. Or down to the bottom of the ocean water.
Or down to the bottom of the ocean, apparently.
Or yeah, not the ocean, but you know what.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So they get on they make it there. They get on they get onto the ship. They find the gear that they're looking for. And then they start heading out. And oh, shock! They get caught.
Yeah.
Which
by her own snakiness.
And this is the thing. Like some people were going, well, wait, why was she the one walking away from it? I'm like, well, from my perspective of it, and my guess about it is that Lieutenant Biscuits had already been in this program for a little bit now before him, and made it back to Coruscant. She's probably already turned in a few people that she snaked in and betrayed just the same way.
Just to save face.
Save face, but also either to clean up loose ends, but also to earn the trust of the Republic police or whatever the hell they're supposed to be.
That look like Alderaanian guards.
Right. Kind of, yeah. But that, I believe, was the whole point. I
don't trust her. I think she still wants to have stuff to do with the Empire.
No, she does. I'm full well in the thinking she is still in with the Empire. I'm going to guess it could potentially be revealed she still has connections to Gideon, and he's still pulling some strings.
She might be Gideon's son or daughter. So I don't know.
But I have a feeling it has something to do with that, because otherwise there would be no reason why.
Did she kill him? Because we don't see. I guess we don't.
She doesn't. So as well, and you know what's really, of course, they have to have the doctor go, it was a trap to the
calamari,
the Mon Calamari, as he's getting strapped to the table. And again, wow, some real Imperial shit going on here as they're deciding to forcibly mind wipe him. But I mean, hey, even the Jedi did that to Revan. So
I was like,
but no, it's. So basically, she like I said, she made her way in. She got her in for being able to get this close, because what my belief is for this is that she needed to get close and basically make him no longer a liability. He was a liability to the Remnant Empire, and the information that he knew for the research he took part in. He had to be dealt with, and that was what this was all led up to doing. Not surprising, especially knowing that she was, close to Gideon or whatever, or certainly served under Gideon, so that was gonna be a thing. But yeah, so it was fun because Chiefster made this point. It's like, well, hey, they are basically portraying like our government. They're federal entrapment. That was basically what poor Doc was put into. Basically, was that. But yeah, so he gets strapped to the table. They're using Imperial tech because he calls it out. They stupidly leave a. So this is what I find even more ridiculous, even just as ridiculous too. They leave her alone, okay, because she's made her case that she's trustworthy and all that sort of stuff. And I'm a friend. I want to just make sure this all goes okay. I want to be there for him. But of course, then when everybody leaves, she dials that bitch up to 11 to fry his noggin. Why wasn't there like an alert system or something like that to be notified that, oh, wait, it's suddenly gone up to the most extreme? Why is that? I would have figured there would have been like an alert system to to suddenly jacking the system to 11 to fry his noggin. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. They could have ended the episode just right there. That would have been, especially after her taking a bite out of the stupid travel biscuits.
They didn't want to.
That could have been it. That would have been fine. That would have been a good ending point. But instead, we get immediately back to Dim Jughead. They land on the planet where the Mandalorians were hiding out, where they couldn't even defeat the Croco turtle monster very well. They thought, oh, hey, let's use tow cables and stuff like that, even though we're right there attached to the damn thing. We couldn't even strap the bombs to a proper soft spot. None of that. Anyways, Jughead brings the water. He proves himself. And I kind of laughed. I was like, so why didn't he bring it was before that apparently this water is revealed to have special properties to determine that that's how they can actually know that he bathed in the waters after the armor dipped it into that vat that gave. And I was like, why didn't he take a hollow recording or something like that to prove that he did, bathe in the waters?
Right.
But now it was, because what was the title of this episode? Oh God. Hang on. That was basically all related. Convert, yeah, the Convert. Which was very dual layered, I'm guessing. Because the Doc was converted to the Republic. And at the end of this, Bo-Katan was basically converted into the little cult of Mandalorians.
Willingly, mind you. No.
Apparently she was down. Well, that was what I said last week.
I told you she has feelings for him.
No! Knock it off with that shipping crap, or I'll vent you out an airlock.
I'm right about it.
I'll vent you out an airlock. No, that's what I was saying last week. She was basically rediscovering the religion of the Mandalorians.
You don't think she has feelings for him?
I don't know, nor do I care.
I'm just asking, Fraction, what you think.
I don't know. Like I said, to me, when everything was going down, to me, it was her rediscovering basically the passion and the flair for the Mandalorians themselves, even because she's when we get back to her in the episode, she's given up, she's broken, yada yada. But by going back to Mandalore, seeing the pool or whatever, reading the creed, remembering herself having taken the oath, she was rediscovering her roots, essentially rediscovering her passion for the religion. Whatever. But she's now converted back to being, because apparently it is. Yeah, it's so long she bathed in the waters, didn't take off her helmet at all. All right, now she gets to be part of this whole cult. and back to being a quote unquote Mandalorian. And that was the whole part of this. Which this could have been saved as like the introduction to the next episode, but whatever. They use it as the finisher for this episode. I don't know what to tell you. There is so much crap in this episode, though. Sorry to avoid you there, Brandon. Thanks for being in the comments today. You've been showing up a lot. We appreciate it. He says, why was Dr. Pershing given more screen time than Mando? The only good part was Mando meeting the other Mandos. Everything else felt filler. Yeah, it was filler at the same time, light pushing forward the story of there's still Imperial remnants out there. There's still going to be the whole new order or whatever, First Order. It was alluding to a lot of that, basically. But at the same time, yeah, it was quite fillery. A lot of that could have been cut down.
Do you think they'll rule together?
What?
Who? Karen and Din.
And Din Djarin? I don't know. They might. I mean, I don't know. They might start palling around, or they might not. She might F off and. You've been watching too much Star Wars Theory. He's been getting.
No, I haven't. Is that what he's saying? Because I haven't.
He's been doing that shipping stuff too.
What's he saying? Because I haven't watched any of his reviews.
Yeah, he Rhino was calling it out.
What was Rhino saying?
He finds it ridiculous too. But no, he Theory was shipping first. Bo-Katan and Din, and then he decided he's like, what? Why does it have to be heterosexual relationship? Why can't it be? He was
no,
shipping,
he didn't.
He did. He shipped Bo-Katan and Sabine Wren, which I think gets into some weird territory.
When you use the term ship, what do you mean ship? I'm unfamiliar with this terminology. What do you mean?
Exactly what you've been implying between Bo and Din.
Oh, that okay. That they're knocking the old Beskar boots.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. I just find it very interesting.
Yeah, that was what.
Okay. I just find it interesting that they portray like yes, like you're probably correct in the not the assumption, but the asserting the fact that they're she's redefining or she's coming back to this, but also just very interesting how they portray like just how she's acting around him. Do I think that I like sometimes on the show I like to get people's blood going? So
yeah, and you're doing a good job of it.
I mean, is it? But I think because people were talking about how the fact that she ultimately wanted to rule, but she couldn't. She didn't have the Darksaber. He has the Darksaber, so well,
the question becomes though with the Darksaber, is he actually going to be able to wield it now?
Well, I think her intention was
did he have like a mental block because he wasn't Mandalorian anymore?
No, I think that they could have played it to where she's going to betray him to get the Darksaber. That's the only reason why she kept him alive. But I think through that she's actually maybe she's had feeling. I don't know. They have to have.
I think she has a respect for him, but beyond
I think she wants in his
Beskar panties.
I don't know. Everybody Star Wars has to have a love story. There's Han and Leia. There's Padme and Anakin.
That's
Luke and RJ.
That's the funny
thing. She's royalty. He's not. He's
even Lucas kind of made that point once when they were doing Force Unleashed. They were asking Lucas for certain storytelling.
Right. So
was a love interest, the droid, and comic relief and stuff like that. So
again, I could be wrong, but it's like everybody loves a love story.
Well, the funny thing is I think after they got rid of Gina Carano, I think her character was supposed to be the original love interest.
Probably, and they screwed the pooch on that. So what better person than Bo Karen talks?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Bo talks Karen. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're both Mando. And they can, I mean, listen, I'm not agreeing with. I hardly ever agree with Star Wars theory, but I'm saying like it makes sense because she herself wanted to rule, so why not turn it into a love interest instead of her betraying him for the dark side? I don't know. Because people are saying he's the one that could bring all the Mandalorians back because he's, you know, unwavering in his conviction, and I don't know, dude. It's not gonna be the armor. It's not gonna be the armor love interest with him.
I don't know. I don't know, nor do I really.
Sometimes I like to just get your blood going, but like I'd like to really get your thoughts on it. Do you think it like what did she found just her religion, or is there something there? It doesn't matter, and I don't care. I'm just asking the question.
You might so what I think you might not be necessarily wrong on is that she's trying to find a new way to getting the dark saber. Yes, so she could quote unquote properly lead again, because that was like apparently what she was up to.
And through that,
she was trying to get the damn darksaber. But this is a thing. I mean,
it's very reminiscent of Mara Jade and Luke, because Mara Jade was working for Talon.
Whoa! Let's not. No.
But
that
I'm saying
good. This is
no. I know, but what I'm saying is, Filoni he loves to freaking
Yeah, he loves to loot the EU.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, Mara Jade had her own intentions. She hated Luke. She hated Luke in that book. She wanted nothing to do with him. But then what happened?
Yeah.
Listen, I would never in a million years compare anything that Filoni has created to George, but I'm saying he has proven time after time again to steal from the EU. And I'm saying that Bo-Katan had her, she didn't like Din because Din had she didn't like Din because Din had the Darksaber, and she didn't want anything to do with Din because he wielded it, rightfully because of beating him off Gideon. But through all of that, through her hate for him, I don't know, it appears that maybe she has come to have a different feeling of Din. Whether that is a newfound alliance, a newfound, as she has found her, the ways of, walking the man, whatever it is, I could see Filoni still from that, because again, everybody loves a love story, dude. Everybody loves it. And I'm not saying Star Wars has always been built on that, but there's always been a love interest there.
Yeah.
She's royalty, Din's not. Padme was royalty,
yeah.
Anakin was not. Yeah. Leia was royalty, Han was
not. Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not. I could like theory. Probably wants it, huh?
No, the funny thing is, I don't think I'm now. God damn it, you're infecting my brain.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, like, I'm not. Theory probably wants it to happen. 1000%. I'm just telling you that I look at how she's literally acting towards him, and just her demeanor, how it's changed in all these episodes, and it's
See, like, this is why I've said to people, I'm just socially retarded because I do not pick up on stuff like that,
dude.
So I was not picking. Yeah. All I was seeing was like I said, she was clearly getting into this whole Mando shit again. So
it's like
the sparking that passion for it.
Yeah, it's like the one person you don't want to fall for, you end up falling for.
Yeah, she's been like kind of being mocking and condescending to him at times, but she jumped real quick to going and helping and saving him. So
right. Again, I don't want it to happen. I'm just saying, it's the writings on the wall kind of type stuff.
Right.
I just see how she's acting, and I could see Filoni do it, because again, can you imagine the fallout if or the amount of, I mean, these seals clap at everything. Can you really imagine if they went this route? Like, they would make toys. They would package Din and Bo together. And this is another way to tie Din into Ahsoka, because that Bo's probably going to be in the Ahsoka show somehow.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to do like a
and
whole Marvel gear event.
I'll say
crossover.
Not a theory, but let me just say this. Ahsoka is going to be is supposed to be the next big show, right? What is their leading character right now in all the shows that they've done so far, what is their leading character, their cash cow?
Grogu.
Well, okay, and who's a part of Grogu? Who's directly tied with Grogu?
Din Djarin, yeah.
Would it not make sense to somehow put Din Djarin into the Ahsoka show? And if you're going to do that,
I'm sure. I'm
sure
he's going to be included in some way.
Yeah. It's the perfect way. It's the perfect segue into doing that. Again, could be wrong. Maybe it's not happening.
Yeah.
There's no other point to have her act like this other than like to say, you could be right. She's newfound, whatever, or there's something developing between the characters.
Yeah.
Time will tell. We'll see.
But yeah, it will.
They're not going to, and here's the thing, I agree with you. It probably should have been Cara and Cara Dune and Din, but he's not coming back. No. I would be very shocked, and I will eat crow on this show if she comes back, but I don't think she will. If she does, all hell's going to break loose with that fan base.
But yeah, it's not going to be good.
It should have, but she's not coming back. So what's your best option? This is the
right, they're not ever going to hire her back.
No, this is the next character that makes sense within that story, and they've tied it. And I think that they've done that for a reason. In the event that, because I guarantee they probably knew that they were going to fire Cara because because of, I don't know. That's a conspiracy theory, but I'm sure they probably had some inclination that she wasn't going to bow the knee, and that's why they got rid of her.
Possibly.
She's not a feminist. Kathleen doesn't like her.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be wrong. We'll see.
Brandon chimes in again. If John and Dave are giving us filler, they should have focused on characters important to the story like Moff Gideon, Cobb Vanth, or Biggs Mayfield. The thing is that the Doctor had his place in terms of he was the one making the research, which was, I'm guessing, going to be leading to the Snoke clones, Palpatine clones, whatever the hell they're supposed to be. So he has a degree of importance for that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, if anything, Gideon could have made an appearance, but I think if they're going to bring him back into the fold, it's going to be later, maybe for like the season finale. They might do like a zinger at the end of credits sort of thing and show that, oh yeah, he's been manipulating things, or might get the Thrawn theory confirmed.
I wonder if he comes back, if Cara will somehow be transporting him.
Yeah. Good question.
Because she was sent off to, well, I don't know. She was sent off to range. Well, she became a ranger, so maybe not.
Well, they certainly made sure that she did have a part in all this. So
yeah, but she did say that if they invited her back, she would be willing to come back.
I have yet to.
She never said that. Drunk 3PO said that. What?
Yeah, that was just it.
Which, since Drunk 3PO is her agent, I don't know what love interest. I don't know. Something.
Special friend.
He's her. He's her Bo-Katan.
We'll see. But yeah. Otherwise, yeah. Again for the doc. It could have been better if they trimmed this. This didn't need to be 50-something minutes. They could have trimmed a lot of the fat out of this. It didn't need to be so long.
No,
it just felt like padding. So I guess that's where the filler comes in for sure. And like I said, man, bring back the attractive honey traps. This was not it. Unless the science was meant to be his honey trap, which I guess could be perceived that way. But find someone better, dude.
Yeah. Dare I say he was more attractive than her?
Oh,
nah.
Okay,
I'm just joking, of course. Naturally.
So yeah, that was the Mandalorian chapter 18.
No, I don't know.
19. That was it.
So again, what does it do for the story? the advancement of the.
Well, like I said, the whole aspect was, for one, showing that the Republic is no better than the Empire, effectively, and that's why they fall, and why Leia ends up leaving them to form her new rebellion, basically, to fight the First Order, blah, blah, blah. So there's that aspect. And then it was to, like I said, is showing that the Empire is not completely gone. They have their agents inserted into this new Republic, and to take care of a loose end, which was Dr. Posh.
Don't you say this a lot, though?
Whatever.
Don't you say this a lot in regards to like all roads lead back to sequels? I feel like how they set up this episode is just again leading to the sequels.
All roads lead to the sequel trilogy, boys and girls.
To your point, because of the New Order and Leia.
Well, and they've kept mentioning the Canto Bites and the aliens that they created. I mean, it's all leading there. One way or another, folks, we're going there.
Which also proves our what we were talking about, how you've said it, they'll never retcon the sequel.
Oh, absolutely not.
Which further leads me to believe that Ruin Johnson might have his day.
That is still yet to be seen.
Yeah.
I mean, considering how funny it is, how often it gets brought up, and then it's only for like a brief moment, and then it goes away. Yeah.
Literally a day that like, oh yeah, he's gonna get his movie, and then like it never happens.
I can only hope, though, that no, we do not have to see the day of Rian Johnson's for freaking
or Abrams.
I hope he never goes back to Star Wars.
Do we miss anything else? Like, I still haven't got my answer about the TIE fighter.
What was the
question? Like, were they ever in canon modified?
I think I actually saw people talking about that on your comments.
Oh, did they? I didn't pull it up. Pull it up. Let me pull it up here.
Here we go.
Okay, you got it. Okay.
So yeah, as you were asking, Fracture Filter and I are trying to settle how these TIE interceptors showed up out of nowhere without a Venator class destroyer in sight. Was the TIE interceptor ever modified to have hyperspace capabilities? You got an answer from Deliberate Zero saying interceptors with shields, yes. Life support and hyperdrive, never that I know of. Open Airlock came in and said there were some instances in West End games. That's the tabletop, I believe. And I said, I want to say,
is that like the Dungeon and Dragon type
kind of thing? Yeah.
Okay.
Type of game. Yeah. And I wanted to say you could in Star Wars Galaxies, and even maybe in the TIE Fighter games, they might have had that, but I can't say for sure. It's been a long time. But I know that, yes, you could do modifications and stuff in SWG.
It just seemed like they're just too small for that capability.
No, this is the thing that even like Rhino has touched on, is that there are different variations of hyperdrive engines that have either more power and stuff like that. So it can vary, and it can vary from ship to ship for what your needs are. And then that was where, like the X-Wings, Y-Wings, and stuff like that, they had the ability for shields and hyperdrive systems and stuff like that to be able to make those sort of jumps. And the droids were also very beneficial to help with piloting and stuff like that. Like,
I just couldn't remember.
Like we even saw in either Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, how R2 asks if he basically, asks about through the computer, asks, about flying for him, and Luke's like, no, I'll be taking it for a while.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't remember in any.
And for like the Imperial ships, they have like a variation of the droids, but theirs is more like targeting computers and stuff like that. So
I guess we
different
should have just
systems and
waited
stuff.
to see. We should rewatch it and see if there's any space whales out there. 'Cause you know that, I mean, clearly they did it 2 episodes ago. They had it.
Yeah, they did.
So, but just because he said Western Games, that doesn't.
A lot of that stuff carried over to other materials, so even in the books,
It's just
and
gonna
stuff
bother
like that.
me because it's like clearly, like I said, like you made it to where your modified N1 has it. Good for you.
Yeah.
You made that a thing, but a TIE interceptor that is already. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Already been established. I don't know.
No, it brings a lot of questions. That's just it.
And we'll never get an answer. And that's the most frustrating thing.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else we missed? I don't know. I don't know if there's anything I want to bring up on this episode specifically. I mean, yeah, there's more aliens in this episode, but we already knew that. Versus,
But they look the Mon Calamari looks so weird in comparison to what we've.
What's up with that's another thing really quick. The acting at the opera was absolutely atrocious.
It was,
like
wasn't it?
rom-com level. Like, oh, that was the Empire, dear. Oh, how Miss Picard and I had been.
It was just such a weird thing too. Like the whole thing was just weird. I don't know. There was just something about it that just came off as just so kind of like, kind of rom-com-y, cartoony.
Rom-com, yeah, rom-com.
It came off very weird.
It's like, thank you so much for what you've done for the Republic. You work for the Empire, like, and they're just like, maybe their brain went in the fryer too, and they forgot that he actually worked for the Empire. I don't know if there's anything else for this episode specifically. I don't know other than.
I mean, no. I mean, I think we kind of hit all the beats. If anything, there's other people's reviews out there. You can go check it out.
Oh yeah,
I think we hit what we needed to talk about, or at least certainly what bugged the shit out of us. I mean, it still just amazes me. Like, oh. No, don't worry. Yeah, it may be the same sort of device used to fry people's brains, but we use it differently. We just happen to use it differently and better.
No, this isn't a guillotine. We're just gonna cut.
Ours is a sharper blade, so it means you die instantly.
Yeah, like
it's just. Are you kidding me? I'm no fan of the Republic, but it's like, really, you just turned them into Empire 2.0? I mean, it's not surprising. The original Republic was basically proto-Empire.
Yeah.
But, hey, let's continue to blur the lines of morality and crap like that, right?
Yeah. I think we can pretty much I don't know. And then the scene of like she's just welcome into the family. And which is like why I think that's why I say what I say.
Oh, for the end of the episode for Bo-Katan.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're all like, welcome, and he always
they kind of need to take all the numbers they can get.
I mean, when he put his hand on her breastplate, like there was some, you see her eyes twinkle.
But you don't.
Or did he put his arm on her or something?
Did?
I thought maybe not. Yeah, at the one, like when everybody was coming up, and after she's like, "You are a Mandalore too, or you're a Mandalorian too. This is the way," and everybody's going and shaking her hand and patting her on the back. I thought Din went up to her too. Maybe not.
No, she was getting
from everybody else.
Yeah, from everybody else, and then she's staring at the partly at everybody in the room, at least the way it's made to look, and then also at the
Din, staring at Din.
The mythosaur skull statue thing that they have.
Very ominous. Was it ominous?
Ominous.
I don't know why she why. I don't know.
No, there's
That's what I saw.
there's certainly some questions to be had, right?
Because that Mythosaur skull was a lot smaller than the Mythosaur.
Well, I think that was just that's their made symbol. So she was just more staring at the symbol itself. But I guess you could say there was something a little more ominous going on, considering. Hang on. Big Stupid, the big Mando kind of. Yeah, that guy. He's kind of more staring over. See, like the way it kind of shoots, just reflects on him for that moment. It's almost like he's not quite liking this. He's maybe accepting it for now, but he certainly
wants the Darksaber.
Yeah, he wants the Darksaber.
They'll probably fight them together.
Yeah, just kind of like just the way it kind of focuses on him for that moment. It's like he not too happy with the situation, but he'll deal with it for now.
What if they turn the armor into like the actual current day Mandalorian Jedi like we had in EU?
I don't know. They certainly like to have their
what if Grogu
distinct
teaches
and different helmets?
What if Grogu teaches Din the ways of the Force and Din becomes the Mandalorian Jedi? This is the way.
This is so gay.
Or what if Grogu becomes the Mandalorian Jedi in EU? Because there was a Mandalorian Jedi in EU, correct?
Correct.
So what if
I want to say yeah. I want to say yeah. That's true.
What if Grogu is that becomes their?
Filoni would do that.
He would, because they've already showed Grogu in the temple. They've already shown him with Luke. What if they did it? They love. I mean, hell, they stole. They're not beneath it. He literally stole. He literally made Cassian Andor into freaking Kyle Katarn. So he knows about EU. This isn't a theory. I'm just.
No, I know what you're saying. The sad thing is, like, you're probably right.
Everybody, with the amount of people that love Grogu and how well he's been recepted, like, and he even chose the way of the Mandalorian. He had the lightsaber in front of him. What if they did that intentionally?
Oh, good God.
I don't know. I'm just saying. We'll see. Time will tell. Maybe this season. I mean, this show could go on for a while. It could just not end it with.
Yeah, I don't even know if they have anything planned for however long this is meant to go for. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, they can't even get their own timetable, right? We don't even know how long he actually stayed with Luke, other than 2 years. But the
2 years,
talking about is like 2 episodes in the show. I don't know. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. Maybe he's not smart enough to do that. But I'm just saying, everybody loves Grogu, and it was just very interesting that they brought that scene between the lightsaber and the chainmail. Which again, chainmail has nothing freaking to do. Like, I didn't know Mandalorians wore chainmail. Last time I checked, they wore armor, unless they're wearing chainmail under their armor, or maybe because he's so small he can't wear the armor that they make chainmail for him. But that was weird in itself. But I don't know. He's a Jedi, technically. Force sensitive, but I don't know. He's chosen the way of the Mandalore.
He has, yeah.
But he's also a Jedi. So what happens?
Well, is he? God,
he was in the temple. He was trained as a Jedi, just like that Mandalorian.
Luke doesn't even. Luke supposedly trains him for 2 years, and he's only then asking him finally. For me to accept you into my Jedi Academy, basically, do you take the armor or do you take the lightsaber? And the Grogu is like, nah, peace out, homie.
Well, we even know Luke, his new Jedi was, he didn't follow the rules in its entirety either.
No.
So, well, you gotta choose. What if he's? I don't know, man. I mean, we're going down a rabbit hole with this, but I'm just saying, like, I'm very curious what will happen with Grogu. Are you just gonna keep he can't just stay a baby forever unless
Well,
that's how
that's
they
just
just
it too.
marketed it.
Yeah. Because that's right. They had him basically trying gurgle that he too was saying this is the way.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't know.
I don't know either, dude. I don't know.
Like, where do you go from here? You haven't brought Moff Gideon in, so
no, he's been awfully MIA. He only got an off-screen mention.
Where does this? Yeah, like where do you go from here? You're just gonna have this. You're gonna have this Grogu just babble for the rest of the season. Like, where's Luke? Where's Ahsoka? Why? You know what I mean? It's like,
where's anybody?
Where? Yeah, Moff Gideon is at a tribunal. Okay, great. Well,
right.
Is Palpatine technically dead?
I don't know what he's considered at the moment. He might be just considered.
I mean, in canon, he was. I mean, he was thrown down. He was thrown down the shaft and clothed himself. Or did we ever discuss if he used the transfer essence or essence of transference with different people within canon? Was that a thing that we talked about or no? He cloned himself. He cloned himself, correct?
Yeah, he did. But he used the essence of transference on those clones that he had.
Yeah.
And due to the dark side corruption, it always accelerated the aging of the clones.
Yeah.
So that's why he had to have multiples on hand, so he could just do the transfer whenever he needed to.
Yeah. Well, that's the episode. I think we could pretty much sum up the Bad Batch with just a natural disaster.
Well, the way I thought of it was Omega gets a friend episode, or they need to find a friend for Omega episode. That was.
They finally got rid of Sid. Is Sid actually finally gone?
According to them, they've cut ties with her. Yes.
And then Fee or whatever is like, she's not one to be crossed, but if you're gonna cross her, you're gonna need my help. Or if you're gonna get rid of her, you're gonna need my help. Or
that's something like that. Yeah. You're gonna need a place to hide.
Kind of how.
Okay. So, wait, where did I go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Episode. All right. Okay, hang on. Before we get into this, I got something. We'll play this for the. So now going into Bad Batch.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm
here to
talk about the episode necessarily. It's just so I just like that clip that I made.
I love that clip. Can we play it one time for Grogu play it one more time?
The Grogu punching?
Yeah, just
that one kind of takes a good build up though. That's the
all right. We'll wait then.
But yeah, so this episode is called Pabu, which is the planet or place that they go to stay at. But the way this episode opens up, there's a whole little deal going on for I called it Mr. Miyagi's bonsai tree.
Mm-hmm.
Must be worth 20,000 credits. Kind of a joke to the Karate Kid stuff. If you know that,
wax on, wax off.
Well, if you know the movies,
yeah.
So there's this whole exchange going on between what's her name, Fee, and some pirates. Meanwhile, Omega's learning how to apparently be a pirate
from Fee.
The pirate. Oh no, that's right. My note is actually no Omega. She's a pirate because Fee is a pirate. She just loots and steals and plunders and stuff like that. She's not all although they're trying to make her seem all altruistic and shit. But this scene, is it just me, or has this maybe already been done somewhere?
Oh, I think 1000% it's already been done.
Where? I want to see if maybe.
No, now maybe I don't get it. Are you talking about where she shoots him under the table?
No, she doesn't shoot anyone under the table.
Yeah, she does. Somebody shoot. Well, yeah, somebody shoots somebody under the table.
Hunter throws a knife into the big parasite worm killer thing that was basically from Attack of the Clones. He kills that, but then that's all it really is. But the whole situation, because she kind of moves the bonsai tree to them, she gets a drink, but of course she's smart enough not to drink it because she knows it's poison apparently.
Oh, maybe I didn't get this. I mean, I saw it, but I was thinking either trim.
Where has this maybe popped up before? You have somebody that's trading an artifact that fancies themselves.
Oh, Indiana Jones?
Yes, Temple of Doom.
Yeah,
the intro to Temple of Doom. Except, of course, like I said, the woman she knows better. She doesn't drink the drink, unlike Indy, who drank the drink and got poisoned and needed to get the antidote.
Yeah.
But they, of course, try to have the workaround with the worm things, but Hunter was on top of that and kills the worm things.
Yeah, is that Kali?
But yeah, I was shocked that I was listening to the Casual Rage and Rhino didn't bring it up at all. So I'm like, really?
I forgot that.
I'm the only one that noted
No, good on
maybe,
you. Yeah.
I don't know if I was just maybe overanalyzing or something.
No, now that you bring it up, I was like, yeah, we
were just missing the big dance number. That was all.
Yeah.
But
that's my favorite one too. Gosh darn it.
It's a good one.
Oh, it is.
But yes, and this was something that Sheefster made the point about for this episode. How do I phrase it?
It's a kid shit.
Inappropriate? No. Somebody get Omega a proper blaster.
Oh,
because I cannot see how, for her being basically a
she's the Oliver Queen of Star Wars.
Unless you're like a freaking elf with hyper abilities and stuff like that. Okay, fine. You can get by with close quarters with the bow and arrow thing. But otherwise, it makes no sense for that sort of situation to be using the bow and arrow. Having a pistol, yes. A laser pistol. Okay, yeah, you have that. That's for good close quarters. Perfect. But for a bow and arrow...
Are you saying that you don't like the bow and arrow?
It's stupid for one. But makes no sense for close quarters combat like that. My opinion. I'm no combat expert, so to me, from observations and stuff, it just doesn't come off right.
Yeah. It's pretty bulky too. So to your point, for like to draw that thing in a pinch, yeah, doesn't seem very tactical.
No,
like
it's not tactically sound. Anyway, going on from that, basically learns that even feed ghosts sit every now and then, but that they came to their senses that it wasn't a beneficial relationship between them. And I'm still on the fact that, man, you idiots could just kill her and be done with it.
Yeah. They won't, though.
But anyways, then this is called, she knows a place where they can basically hide out. And that's where this Pabu place comes in. And I will say I made the assumption that the leader Shep or whatever, or there was going to be like some sort of corruption or crap like that. Surprisingly, no, there was none of that.
Mm-mm.
It was, as you said, just a big natural disaster that ends up happening.
A ocean surge, and then how the hell? And tsunami, apparently, and apparently the people that are from the water planet are experts at ocean surges, and they called that immediately, or Tech did at least, because he's either just
right because they said it happens like once every 30 years.
Yeah.
So
I was like, well, good on you. You must have had a lot of those on Camino.
well, apparently they didn't. But
I mean,
yeah,
that's
like I
literally
said,
the episode. It's literally like, well, hey, let's go watch the sunset together on the boat, which is weird. And two, the wind surge happens, and then it's basically just evacuating the city to the very top, and then they get invited to stay, or they decide to stay to help.
but like
the
it was,
end.
there was setup. There was a part of the setup though, because like it had been, we got notified that Sid isn't to be trusted, right?
Yeah.
So now they found a place to hide, even though we know it can't last. But I do.
Well, I mean,
I'm in the
Casey
shared belief that Sid is probably gonna either maybe run into some Imperial trouble or something, and she's gonna sell out the Bad Batch in some way.
What did he say though? He said the Empire has no reason to go there because of their limited resources, and
Right.
that they would,
But because the Bad Batch being there might give them reason. However, what it might be more is that she's going to sell out Sid or Omega, because the Empire is going to come looking for Omega.
Yeah.
So I am definitely in that camp where it's going to be called, somebody's going to get sent to capture Omega still, because that still has to happen, because they set that up in the previous episode that in order to, or was the or episode before that, I forget which. But anyways, they set it up in one of the previous episodes how to get that one Kaminoan scientist to start helping and working with them.
Yeah.
Bring in Omega. That'll be the way to incentivize her to work with them. So they're going to do that. That's going to then lead the Bad Batch to go after her. And also then they'll end up stumbling upon Crosshair in some form to get him out and, reunite everyone for maybe a brief time. Who knows? Somebody may end up dying. I'd be shocked if they did.
Echo.
But maybe Crosshair. Crosshair will have some redeeming.
I don't know, man. I don't know why they wouldn't kill him. Why they just didn't kill him in the last episode.
I don't know, but they have their now set up for the. We're gonna be going into the last 2 episodes, 3.
Yeah, 2. I think it's 2. 16?
3.
Is it 3? Oh, because we're on 13. Yeah, there's 16.
Yeah, there's 16 altogether, so 3 more episodes to go.
Really 2, because the last one's the 2 to really get this story together, which again, like, it's so stupid because you should have been doing this 10 episodes ago.
Yeah. So I'm suspecting that or it's been like Rhino's been pointing this out, is that either like Rex or Cody might contact them for help on going after that planet for whatever reason. Could be. I still think that Omega is going to be put in the middle of it somehow.
Yeah.
Either captured or whatever.
What if Omega dies? No,
that she's basically like the main character besides the Bad Batch for the show.
Why are they kill Crosshair? He's part of the original Bad Batch.
He may be, but he's also a male and he's expendable.
Oh, because Force is female, they can't kill females. Yeah,
exactly. See, now you're thinking like a Disney show. But yeah, I mean,
I don't, like I said, I go back to when we started when we started the show. It's like I don't get it. I don't, like, you have spent 13 out of the 13 episodes that we have seen. You have had 2.
Keep going in Vamp. I'll be right back.
Oh no, you're good. I said out of the 13 episodes that we've had, we've really had 2 episodes that were actually decent, and I don't get it. Brand says, since we have 3 episodes left of Bad Batch, could we see the clone rebellion from OG Battlefront 2 in the finale? You bring up a good point, Brandon. I didn't even think about that. OG Battlefront 2 in the finale. You know, I think anything's up. I don't know. It's a good point. But again, like you said, there's 3 episodes left. Really 2, because, I mean, you've got the finale.
It's going to be filler.
You've got 2. Did you see what Brandon wrote?
I heard you. I heard you talking. You're good.
I don't know, man. It's like there's literally 2 episodes left to tie this story together, because the last episode, like, I mean, that's all you have. So yeah. I honestly think that they're going to continue. This is my, God, dare I say theory. This is my thought. He also does theory thoughts too. Whatever. What I think is going to happen is they're going to drag this out, and then it's going to carry over to season 3. And this is how
really. You think you're going to drag it out?
I think so. Yeah, you have 3 episodes left. It took you 13 episodes to tell like a fourth of a story, and of the 13 episodes that we've had, only 2 have actually been decent. But even the 2 episodes that we had that were decent didn't really advance the story. So you tell me how you can bridge this gap, bridge this story in 3 episodes that are 25 minutes long, unless the last episode is going to be an hour. Like, I don't see it. You have wasted too much time to bridge this gap in 3 episodes, unless, to your point, you just kill off a character. Boom, done. Kill off, and then, they go right into the sunset. But I think they're going to carry it over to season 3. I think something will happen. I think something's going to happen, but I think it's going to be another filler episode.
I could see there being, you might. I mean, that would be interesting to have like some.
Why wouldn't you?
Some big
because that's what they did. That's what they did with season 1
to get the draw for season 3.
Yeah, that's what they did with season 1, because season 1 ended and we had no idea where they went, and then season 2 opens up on the same island that Captain Jack Sparrow was in a Dead Man's Chest. Like, literally. So why not? I mean, they would be smart. I mean, I'd say smart. I mean, it would make sense for them to do that, to entice you to come back to watch season 3. Oh my goodness, it ended on a cliffhanger. We're just gonna have to wait until
whenever they get this next season out. Yeah,
it makes sense, man. And then that trailer that they drop is gonna they're gonna hype up that trailer so much to get people to come back and watch it. Because again, we've said this multiple times. Generally speaking, the Bad Batch has been received pretty well, according to Daviaso.
Oh, have you talked to him recently?
No, but I'm just saying he loves it.
I haven't really been seeing much conversation, at least online. Then, I mean,
I'm just saying, generally speaking, this isn't like, I'm not saying a specific group of people, but like generally speaking, like Bad Batch has been received pretty well compared to the other stuff.
Disney,
but it's literally Bad Batch and Mando. That's it. Everything else is just people, even Disney shills, I think, somewhat. I don't know. That's subjective, but I do think it's going to get dragged out. But like I said, Brandon did bring up a good point. Clone Rebellion from the original Battlefront 2. Like, is that going to be a thing? Could that be a thing?
It could be. It's been a long time. You know what? One of these days, I'm going to play through that again, because it's been a while since
I'm assuming, and Brandon, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was it the battle between the. Well, I don't know if that's a thing. I'm thinking about like a battle between the stormtroopers and the troopers. Big showdown between them, and then Crosshair somehow gets caught in the middle and joins the clones, and good soldiers don't follow orders in this instance, and then it gets smoked. Because again, well, that's a good point. I think the last episode there's going to be a showdown between the clones and then the new Storm, the Herald and the Stormtroopers, and there's going to be a battle, and Bad Batch is going to, I think, somehow come in, and I don't know. I can be completely off.
Be on the side of their fellow clone brothers,
and then somebody dies or gets killed, and that just further carries on the resolve to fight the Empire. And that being
someone will take a blaster,
yeah. They're not going to kill off Rex, and they're not going to kill off Cody. That's not a thing.
Well, no, they can't kill off. I mean,
well, they
certainly could, but Rex they can't kill off because Rex appears in Rebels.
Or is it Rex? Or is it? Or they say it's Rex?
No, it's Rex.
I don't know.
Because Ahsoka confirms it.
I don't know.
Ahsoka literally confirms it's him.
Ahsoka doesn't, bro. They look the same. They talk the same. What are you saying?
How dare you?
And
They
everybody
all have
comes,
their
everybody comes
unique
back, dude.
personalities. Damn
No,
it!
they could. No, they could. They could kill Rex and they could bring him back because they brought back freaking Moses Ingram after she got stabbed in the
After
gut.
she got stabbed multiple times in the gut, and
They
survived.
brought back freaking Maul after they cut off his wing down the middle. Poor
freaking Qui-Gon, man.
Yeah, like they did. Just because you die and start, you're not dead. You're not dead. Like nobody's dead and safe.
Nobody ever truly dies.
They're talking about
Except
bringing
for
back
Qui-Gon.
freaking. Dude, we've talked about them. There's talk, and even Samuel L. Jackson has had interviews with people recently about coming back into Star Wars. Like, yeah, people have survived. Some people have survived worse. I just lost a hand, bro. You lost a hand and got force lightning out of freaking rotunda.
Yeah.
Like that's a little bit more than just losing a hand, guy. Again,
right?
And then I bring up the whole thing, like, well, Bane got crashed down on a planet and used a force cocoon to shield himself from impact. This was also Bane,
he had Orbalisk armor on.
I still don't know if he had Orbalisk. I don't know if that was. I thought that was in the first book that this happened, not second. I have to go back and reread them.
Nah, it's the second book.
Are you sure? Where he finds Revan's holocron, he has the Orbalisks.
He doesn't fight. He finds it. I forgot the name of the Sith that he finds the.
Is it Andonu or
because he goes to Onderon. And that's where the Beast Riders are and everything. And he invades that temple that he's looking for the holocron on. And that's where he encounters the Orbalisks when he's getting the holocron.
Yeah, but it's not Exar Kun. It was Anded. It started with an
Arthur
A.
Dedu.
Yes, Andedu. That's the guy. That's the holocron. I think he was. Anyway,
and while he's going for the holocron, that's when he gets the Orbalisk attached to him.
It's still stupid to even think that he can come back because even in the Malgus book, in the Bane book, it describes what happens internally when lightning.
Yeah, when you get fried by force.
It literally cooks you from the inside out. Well, Bane survived when the Ithorian put the force bubble over him and he electrocuted himself. Yeah, you're right, he did. But there was something else called the Orbalisks.
Yep.
That gave
him and healed him and also overcharged him.
Overcharged him and healed him.
Yep.
Stupid. Try harder. Read more books. I don't know. This season is just, when we watched the first trailer, like I thought, like maybe maybe there's potential. Like surely they can't boob it up any worse than they did. Nope, sure did. This has been the dumbest 13 episode. Well, I say this is probably the dumbest. Next to
this has been
Fallen
the most
Jedi.
wasted. This has been the series with the most wasted.
I don't know, because Fallen Jedi episode was pretty dumb too. Well, you're just racist because Fee was in it. No, I'm not racist.
Wait, what?
They're like, well, you just think it's stupid because Fee was in that episode too, and she's a treasure hunter. You just don't like treasure hunters. No, it's stupid because it doesn't advance the story at all.
We made that point already.
You have, like, out of the 13 episodes, 12 of them were dumb. And the only one that was good was Palpatine, and that's because you got me. I reverted back to being That's the only reason. My whole, like, I saw Palpatine.
Chief shall deliver.
Right? There's been no development in this story other than Tech is more emotional than he was at the beginning of the episode or beginning of the season because of the
right.
Nothing has progressed. You go from we're gonna go raid Dooku's war chest,
which they don't even do,
Tech breaks his femur, to meeting a guy that is helping. I can't even go back and remember all the different episodes. It's been so bad. Like you go from Dooku's war chest to Tech breaking his femur to we see Sid's boyfriend that looks like Thanos with a thorn beard to Mario Kart meets Roboblock pod racing to I can't even else remember.
I don't know. I've already forgotten parts of it.
I listen, and we haven't even taken breaks. We haven't missed a beat with our episode. Every Saturday, every Saturday
weekend,
night.
Yeah, every episode we've covered.
Like this is like I'm gonna go back and watch Book of Boba.
Oh, good lord!
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go back and watch Kenobi.
All right, now I know you're fucking around.
I know, but I sit here and I think to myself, like, I would almost rather go watch him ride a bantha than
like a bantha,
like a bantha, than it's just so bad. Like if you have 16 episodes, right, to tell a story, and you've wasted 13 episodes and have not told a story and no character development or anything, like, what are you doing?
Well, especially to put them in a situation that you know isn't going to last. It just like it is. It's filler. It's pointless. It doesn't make sense. Why even bother?
You might know this one. So Brandon says, did you guys see the reviews of Jedi Battle Scars novel? Fans are having split on if it's a good, on the
story to Fallen Order because of the Marin romance. I've heard little bits about that.
Hold on. Did Cal Kestis and Marin, are they like doing it? Like, are they together? Is this a thing?
I thought it was alluded to in the game a little bit.
I mean, they're definitely. What's the word you like to use? Cheeky. They're definitely they get cheeky with each other.
But A, it's been a long time since I've played that game, and B, I don't. It just, to me, he just feels like Cal Kestis kind of feels like another Kyle Katarn derivative.
You think?
Not so much, just because of the fact that he started out as a Jedi and was there for Order 66, so he kind of has that as a difference. But he did also give up his force powers for a bit, and
Kyle was a Jedi that turned Imperial. That came back to Jedi. Is that right?
Well, he was an Imperial first.
First,
and then discovered
Jedi.
he
and then left.
He had the mystical force surrounding him.
Because he left. He left after Jedi Academy, after Jaren died or whatever. Is that what happened?
After Desan?
Or no, it was Academy is.
Jarek. Right? No, it was after Jarek in the Valley of the Jedi. He kind of abandoned the Force and went back to being a regular like trooper, not trooper, but agent for the Republic and stuff like that.
Yeah, with Jan.
Yep, and then Desan comes along and changes all that. He goes back and gets his Force powers reamped.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. If we have another 57-minute episode Mandalorian next week, I'm not gonna be on the show.
No, I already saw online that it was gonna be just a 30-something minute episode.
Where do you find this at? Where do you find this stuff at?
On my Twitter.
I don't know, man. I like. Let's play a game. Well, we can't play that game because there's 3 episodes left. How many filler episodes do you think we'll get before the
last 3?
Do you think the last 3 will be 3 fillers?
No. I think the next episode for Bad Batch will set up for them going to into the finale of the last 2 episodes. It's gonna be. It'll probably have a silly cliffhanger, but it'll be set up for the last 2 episodes, and the last 2 episodes will be the focus of taking care of whatever they need to take care of.
So literally, after we could probably just based off the 13 episodes we've seen, we could probably tell everybody that watches it, you could probably just watch the last 2 and be fine and not need the other 13.
Probably. You could
That's
avoid
so
a lot of
episodes. Here's the trend, though. This has been a trend that I've known. I don't know if you've caught this, but this is a trend that I've seen. I think up until freaking I don't know if it was actually Book of Boba or Kenobi, but it's like the filler episodes are strong with them.
Which is so pointless considering they have the ability to craft these stories all around these episodes.
It was Book of Boba because there were 7 episodes and only 3 of the and 4 out of the 7 episodes should have been Mando season 3.
Yeah, I think that was to try and save Book of Boba Fett from being complete trash.
For sure. But then even with Kenobi, there are episodes in Kenobi where it's like, well, like this just one, Kenobi was absolutely just an atrocity.
Oh, that was horrendous.
But 2, like again with the filler episodes. So I don't understand the fact that you need to put a filler episode in leads me to believe that you're incompetent and can't tell a story, or you have no content.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong. Logically, maybe I'm wrong.
I just don't remember much filler for the Kenobi show, though.
I don't know. Maybe I just mentally told myself that all this stuff was filler because I was, we reviewed it and I was a week done from reading the book. I got the book done. And I didn't plan on reading that book. I didn't plan on reading. We did the math. We're like, we need to read a chapter. How many chapters we need to read a day to be able to, start the show and end the book. But I finished that book in a week. I think it was.
Nice.
So the timing was a little off, but I'd finished it, I think, days before or a week before we started the show. So I was still hyped over the book.
Right.
Because I was constantly talking about how Oren Gald turned into a Tusken when he woke up.
Yeah, that's right. Good shit. Good shit.
Good book, man. But yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Yeah.
If this episode though next week has anything to do with Dr. Pershing, I'm not watching it. I will sit here and let you talk, and I will play tic-tac-toe. I can't do another episode.
See.
I can't do another episode. I can't do it. Actually, I can't do it. I can't do it. This was bad enough.
It was pretty bad. Well, I mean, it was just a thing. It's just a thing that ends up happening, and that's it. Like, it wasn't. The least I can say about Bad Batch is just that it's not overly stupid or aggravating or annoying or anything like that. It's not like
what are you saying?
It's not like no, I was talking about Bad Batch.
Oh, okay.
It isn't like I mean, the least thing you could say for Book of Boba was that we were able to like relentlessly make fun of it in every way possible. There was a lot more fun to take out of it. Kenobi was just horrendously offensive in my book. I could not stand that. It was bad. So much character assassination, you name it. It was horrendous. But Bad Batch at least hasn't hit such levels of anything like that. It just kind of exists. It's not really, changing Star Wars or anything like that. It's just kind of there, and it's not like it is not overly offensive or anything.
No, well,
it's just kind of exists, and it's just kind of there, and it's just like, all right, well.
The one episode where the dude's eating all the food was kind of offensive. The boy boarding school. That episode. A little offensive.
Brandon, unfortunately not. Marin is with a new female character, Stormtrooper Fret. Also, Fifth Brother does something to Grease.
Marin's dating
she I heard she's munching the carpet.
Dare.
I don't know about
This
the
is
Grease
from the
part.
High Republic writers.
No, probably. Oh no, it was No, it was what's her face? Mag something.
Sam Maggs.
Yeah, her. She has to inject that everywhere she goes.
She the starter? Is she the one that got Keno by tweeting on Twitter or trending
I don't
on
know.
Twitter?
No, I think that's just the Twitter.
She came out with
weirdos in
another
general.
book that's utterly like. I went to the bookstore, I don't know, last week, and I saw it. And I wanted to just like put it on the ground and walk away. That's another interesting thing that I actually probably next show I want to spend some time really diving in and really talking about it. I just want everybody right now, because like Fractured has talked about in the past, go out and get your Legends books. If you can't find them at a major chain bookstore, go to your local mom and pop stores, because it is coming.
Absolutely.
It has already started. I have seen the influx of these reimagined covers and these High Republic books, and the Legends is
try and find the
Legends are becoming legends in regards to
and
scarcity.
go to if you have to go to eBay, go to your like Hitman said, your local mom and pop bookstores, find the original book covers and stuff like that. Don't go for the Legends. Avoid any way possible of giving the mouse money. But look for those original books, because they're starting.
I'm not trying to instill fear in anybody, but it's coming. Like that, you will not be able to find these covers anymore. I will throw
not
this
just the covers, but even sometimes the content in the book itself.
We've talked about this. They own the rights, and they can go in and they can change a couple words in a chapter or two and totally change the whole dynamic of the book to kind of solidify what they're trying to push. That could be conspiracy. People say it's a conspiracy theory. They can't do it. Like, well, you know what? Like, they own the content. They can do whatever they want. They can go in there and they can change something in Plagueis to totally, that would really align with what they're pushing. So go out, get them. The ratio, like, I'm not a math guy, but I would say for every 5 High Republic books that I see, there's 1 Legends book at these bookstores. So get them. And these reimagined covers they're just trash. They're absolute
really
garbage. My nieces could come together and create better covers than what they're doing. And to Fractured's point, if they're changing the covers, do you think it's really outside the realm of possibilities to change the content of the book itself, the writing itself? I'm not a legal guy. I don't know what if there's some type of contractual, agreement between like Jackson Miller and Disney, who like they own it. They own everything. It's like Fractured wrote Fractured wrote something for me, but I paid him for it, and I now own it, and I can change whatever I want that he wrote.
Right.
So I'm just telling you, get them.
Yeah.
Fractured turned me on to a YouTube channel, and I forget, is it JLK JK?
Oh,
the audio.
Hang on.
What is? I want to give them a shout out, because these guys are doing really good work with all. If anybody's like me, like, I love to read Star Wars books in audio form, because I'm very OCD. I'm dyslexic, but it's something about listening to the audiobooks and reading it. Like I get sucked in, and it's like a full on audio production.
Yeah, YJK audiobooks.
YJK audiobooks
on YouTube. They've got it all set up. It's really cool. They're doing other things besides Star Wars books, like you can see, even some Indiana Jones books, but they've got a lot on here. They've been going through it. They're unabridged, which is, of course, the best part of
the absolute, just, I love unabridged.
So, and they're even doing Last of the Jedi series, which I may just listen to those instead of reading them because I'm lazy. But they've even got Courtship of Princess Leia. They've got Shadows of the Empire, of course. They've been going through the Young Jedi Knight stuff. Truce of Bakura. I thought and of course they did Shadows of the Empire, which I've started listening to. God, I love that book. But the only thing that I would say that they kind of miss out from, unlike the audiobooks that you can, grab through Audible and stuff, is that unfortunately probably due to, YouTube copyrights and stuff like that, they don't use the music and sound effects and stuff like that for their audiobooks like the ones, and I can only hope maybe down the line they're able to, which would be great.
I don't know how you would do. I don't know. I don't know how you would, because
I don't know
to that
either,
point.
but...
And you bring up a good point, because that is literally kind of what makes these books is the music from the movie soundtrack.
Yeah,
So,
and that's what I've loved about
one of
some
the most
audiobooks.
amazing things, like in the Plagueis book, is that the scene where well, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a scene where old Plagueis might be drinking some Kool-Aid, and Palpatine might be I don't want to remember.
Having their
the
final
music,
conversation.
yeah,
so
that final conversation and just the music that's being played is just, it literally gives you chills. So the music does play a part in it, and even
very much so.
Oh, like the Bane books. Oh my goodness, the combination of who is it? Is it Andrew? Who does it? Jonathan Davis.
Jonathan Davis, yeah.
And then just the like, when he's in the Sith temple and he's training with the Twilight mentor that he ends up, I think, killing. He's fighting him, and you just hear the lightsaber sounds, and even the Force lightning when he's going through what he's teaching Githany.
Yeah.
The lightsaber. Or I'm sorry, the Force lightning, and hearing that, it just brings everything together. So maybe one day, maybe someday they can. I don't know how they would, but
hopefully that'd be really nice.
I need them to do Shadows of the Empire unabridged, because
they have Shadows of the Empire unabridged.
Well, I meant like actually like audio, like a full on like Random House audio. I need Random House to get on it, but because I got the hardcover, and Fresher called me a bastard when I showed him it.
I did. It's true.
Oh no, this is true story. Yeah, he's like, "You bastard." I was like, "You're welcome." So I just want to give them a shout out, because that's all, because it's hard to find, man. Like, you can go onto iTunes, and yes, Random House does have a lot of the unabridged, but there's far more abridged versus unabridged. One book that I want to read is Labyrinth of Evil, and the Lord, Vader Dark Lord Rises.
Mm-hmm. That one too.
I want to read those two, but they're abridged, and I have heard that the Vader book is an amazing book, because it talks about, I think even OG maybe said something about it. It really bridges it explains his suit and how the suit works, and just really focuses on kind of, well, I've been told it focuses on Vader. I actually started reading the book, and it seems like it's already, I don't know if it's like starts pre-Order 66 and then goes out. I'm in a weird, I'm in like the first,
I don't know. I just know that the audiobook starts it's basically after a little bit into or after Order 66.
Yeah, I think you're
he's
correct,
in the suit and everything. So
because these Jedi, there's still Jedi with the clone troopers. So
yeah.
But
anyways, like start right during Order 66, and then kind of goes a bit after.
I will say, Fractured, told me, how many, I don't know, a year ago or so, I think you were telling me you got the whole Last of the Jedi series on eBay for just a highway robbery. Not highway. It was a good deal, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you got like 12 books for like under $50 or something like that. $40.
Yeah.
Something like that. Which is, mean, pretty, 12. Yeah. I think it's a good deal. 12 books, and they're pretty decent condition, okay condition, I would assume.
Oh yeah, very good.
Yeah. So
condition, yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get with eBay, but I'm sure there's some type of vetting system, I would assume. Like you'd be
well, and they have it available for you to make complaint or either make complaints or
return or
stuff like that.
So go and get these books. That's that's basically what I'm talking about. Like, get these books, check out OG Star Wars. Check out, is there Mandalore? Is that another guy? I don't think he has a YouTube. I don't know if he has a
Mandalorian, yeah.
Mandalore. I don't think he has Twitter, but I know he's got a YouTube. Open Airlock, I mean, and even like obviously, like we talk about it, like we're nowhere like we're not even the same category as OG and 10, but like we're learning about EU. So like go listen to these guys. Script
Absolutely,
Trooper,
100%.
Raging Rhino, Tuscan Bob, like these are all guys that and gals, sorry, that that I follow, that I was turned on by Fractured. So these guys are legit. If you
they know the lore to the core.
I mean, that's another T-shirt we need to make. But yeah, I just want to encourage people, because once they're gone, and then people.
Yeah, then people have to rely on Wikipedia.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's if you're not banned already, because apparently whoever started this whole thing, they've just gone down the person's friend list and just banned everybody. So, do it. Like she says, do it.
Do it.
Because you're not going to find them. Like I'm telling you, my local bookstore that I frequent, the ratio is 5-to-1, 6-to-1. It's insane. I imagine Disney will buy up all these books and then sell them on Amazon for highway robbery, like these other books. I told you I found a Plagueis hardcover on Amazon they want like $78. And that was in like used condition, and a brand new one was like 124, 172. Like
yeah, so some of those books out there, they get real expensive for whatever stupid reason.
Do it. Don't wait. So
do it while you can.
Jeez, this is already 2 hours 47 minutes. I didn't even realize we went that long.
Yeah,
we only covered this whole. I don't know how Tim and Tuscan, because they go for like 4 hours, man.
They can go for about 3 to 4 hours. Yeah,
we did that one time. It was on it was Easter or whatever. We had the next day off. But, yeah, remember that Davios was on. What were we reviewing? Was it Kenobi? I don't think it was Kenobi. I
remember Kenobi or Book of Boba Fett.
One of the two, yeah. But it was like we went for like 3 hours.
Yeah, so, something like that.
I don't know. It was back in the day. It's cool to say that back in the day, like
last year.
That was episode 5.
Last year.
Oh well, back in the day. We have anything else? We want to wrap up. I don't have anything else.
I mean, I do have articles we could go over, but I mean, wrapping up might be probably for
It was. We get into the next week, since hopefully next week won't be a 57-minute.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing. We kind of had a lot to go over for the whole Mando episode and everything.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty then. So with that, we'll say the good nights and the goodbyes, and to remember, catch. I don't know if Hitman will show up tomorrow night, but certainly Sheefster and I will be jumping into SUTOR tomorrow night. We had started up a trooper and a smuggler. Both of us are basically
your classes.
What?
Did you change your classes?
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought I heard you. Never mind. I heard wrong.
But yeah, we started a trooper and a smuggler. We're both basically doing the sniper. Because for the trooper I picked the sniper play style. So it's been an interesting start to things. And just like it is, it's a kind of a fresh start for character stories. But if Hitman shows up, we'll be playing our Sith, of course.
Love
but otherwise, certainly keep the eye out. I'll be trying to get other streams under my belt. I gotta kind of recoup it on the Twitch.
Especially on Rumble, is that right? Is that what I heard? Big news around Rumble officially?
Well, we've been streaming on Rumble tonight. We have had about almost 10 people watching, apparently. So the eyes have popped in. Nobody's really been talking too much over there, though. But hey, it's all good. A little shy, but hey, don't be shy. You can always just jump in. Cool. I apparently gained a follower over on Twitch from an hour
Let's go. Graphic
39
designer.
followers over there now. So slowly but surely, like I said, I gotta get if I want to get that further, gotta just get some more streaming days under my belt and the average viewers to watch. Anyway, yeah, I'll certainly be trying to get back to either Sheepster and I will play more SUTOR, or I'll be getting back to
Diablo 4 comes out next month, by the way, or this month.
I know that the weekend thing is going right now for the beta test.
Yeah.
But I'll be
just saying.
Oh boy. Yeah. I'll be getting back to either some Final Fantasy 7 or what else was I playing? I've been bouncing between like a couple of different Deus Ex. But and I still know I gotta get back to Mysteries of the Sith one of these days.
Yeah, I was watching your last stream where you got beat by the Wookiee or something. You got beat bad.
No, I got my butt whooped by
Wombat,
by the duplicate Mara Jade, the evil Mara Jade.
There's some battles where you're just getting whipped.
I don't know about the Wookiee thing.
Maybe it wasn't a Wookiee. I don't know. Maybe it was. Did Mara Jade look like a Wookiee?
No, she didn't.
Good. Don't talk about my life.
Like I said, this looked like an evil Mara Jade. But yeah, I'll be trying to get some more of that stuff going. Is there anything you'd like to mention? Or?
No, not currently. No, not currently.
Okay, cool.
So, everybody, thank you for following, and
yeah, absolutely.
Same time, same place. Hopefully next week.
Next week, be there, be square, folks. Or we got more episodes to go.
So excited.
All right. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring, the one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, it put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!